Well, oh fuck, wait, I didn't, hold on, wait a minute. I'm invisible right now, wait, ah, there we go. Uh-oh. We're off to a fantastic start. We're off to a fantastic start. Oh, I gotta get the chat working too. Oh my god, everything's falling apart. Everything's going wrong right now. Everything's going wrong. Why is the chat not working? Oh no. Oh no. Oh god. It's all falling apart. So there's a couple things going wrong right now. For one, the on-screen chat's not working. Hold on. Test message. See if that ends up appearing. It's not working! Okay, I was gonna have a fancy schmancy chat. It wasn't working in test. It appeared for like a frame, whatever. It wasn't working in test, so you know what? What? What do you... What? I turned off the... There we go. Hold on, that looks scuffed as hell. Oh god. It wouldn't be one of my streams without scuff, would it? You didn't see that. What's good? Oh fuck, that means when I go to the other, oh shit. Fancy chat. Okay, I tried to have like a custom, like, oh, it just shows the text. It's a little bit of a nice little overlay, but wasn't exactly working out. I tried. Can't say I didn't try. I tried. I really tried. Again, the scuff is a feature. It's a feature, okay? It's part of the experience. You gotta love it. So yeah, like I said, there's a few things going wrong right now. The biggest one being my co-host isn't here. Bro, skip Timekilling Time. Now he's skipping the Timekilling Time stream. That's wild. I got my why is the stream lagging? I'm looking at it on my phone. Oh my god, everything's going wrong. My kingdom's crumbling. Everything is Jover. But yeah, well, the game boots up in the background. The stream's on the books, so I came here early. Yeah, I scheduled it in advance. Oh yeah, my daily check-in. So I don't know what to fucking. Why isn't he here? He'll show up. He'll show up. He'll show up. How wild? That's what I'm saying, bro. How wild? So, I guess during this little bit of intro here, I can show off that not only do I have this scene, this little stream starting. I have this one. This one's a little old, but I also have this one. And ready. Bam! Wait. Oh fuck! Hold on. You. Hold on. I can fix it. And then go to there. Height. Make the height bigger. So, like that. Okay, larger than that. There we go. We're fixing it in real time. Oh god, now everything is moving around. Holy shit. Yeah. Whole new overlay here I got. Lock everything in place so that I'm only moving the chat window. Okay, and now nudge it over slightly. Chat window, make it a little smaller. That's too small. Hey, there. Oh, it's still a little. Hold on, it's ever so slightly. Bam. It's okay. See, it was gonna look a lot better with like the fancier chat that I tried to scrounge up, but now it just kind of looks a little scuffed. But you know what? Like always, the scuff is a feature. It's a feature. So I guess while we wait for co-host to appear, we could just look at the CANTO 8 PV. Let me get that pulled up in the background. I can't believe this. We were talking about this for so long. What's up, YouTube? How do I have my shit set up? Okay. Bam. Little bit of a scuff transition there, but hey, whatever. And I will just be frequently checking Discord until he shows up. So, oh wait, can I like mute limbus in the meantime? Hold on. There we go. Like I said, the scuff is a feature. It's a feature. Let me close my BattleNet too. I was playing Overwatch before this. Stadium's pretty fun. So, of course, I'm about to do Timekilling Time, so who better to react to the CANTO 8 video than someone who isn't even done with CANTO 7? I haven't even started CANTO 7. So I'm not gonna have much specific to say here, but I don't know, let's watch it anyway. No? What do you mean no? Whatever. I don't know how the audio is gonna work out. 28 dislikes, let's make it 29. So chapter 8. We got these monk guys, we got, I guess, more Mao branch, a fucking training dummy. I'm gonna let it all just play through once, and then I'm gonna go back and like pause and shit. But goddamn, they really went crazy with the production values. I love the Heisho Pack C branch. Purple is my favorite color, so them being all purple, it's awesome. We got Gregor content, oh my god. This remix of the game's main battle theme is so good. Oh, it's all great. It's all great. The new ego, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Let me see that again, let me see that again. We're pausing now. Oh my god, ni hao fine shite. Holy shit, what is good, Don Quixote? Oh my god. And 100-footed death. Maggot. Oh, dude, and like the fucking headliner ego. Was this one the tarnished blood? It's so cool looking. He's got the goddamn the 02 wings, the Kirby 02 wings. It's awesome. Oh god, that frame at the end. Oh my god. And then the boy himself. The animation is so good, bro. The zoom in. It's a meme when I have a tummy ache. And this activating on death is so cool too. I like everyone else thought it was a counter, but then they clarified like no, it's on death. Like I already know this is gonna lead to some insane team comps. Like, do you hear how many times that hits? Oh my god. I shall impale. There's the dungeon. Man, I know that like the dungeons are Limbus's thing, but not having a dungeon at the end of Canto 6 felt so much better than like having a dungeon. Oh my god. I mean, I'm excited. I'm not even like up to this content yet. I wonder if these guys are like another part of the Heisho? Heisho? I don't know how you say it. The Heisho branch. Because they kind of got similar outfits. A literal training dummy beating the shit out of Don Quixote. I don't know what the context could possibly be behind that. This thing, everyone's trying to figure out what the hell's up with this thing. I see people saying that this is the crit sound, this ego's gonna go crazy. No, it will. The crit sound with the Hong Lu ego. I see people guessing this is gonna be so that no one will cry, just because the talismans. I don't think this is so no one will cry. I don't think it is. Because the color scheme on the talismans is completely different. Well, not it's inverted, but like, I don't think this is like a variation. I mean, if anything, it could be like a similar abnormality, but it's definitely not like the same one. And then, oh my god, I don't even know what this is, but it's cool. It's cool. It's a big building. Oh my god. And then, what else? Oh my god. Here's so that no one will cry. I think this is why people think that the earlier thing is the earlier thing is so no one will cry. Because there's literally a so no one will cry ego. I mean, it's red sheet, which, well, I guess red sheet is so no one will cry. Yeah, I don't even know where I was going with that point. It looks like it would be from Lobotomy Corporation. Well, every abnormality is from Lobotomy Corporation. Unless you mean specifically the game Lobotomy Corporation, in which case, yeah, I get what you're saying. It's got that more, like, gory, detailed gruesomeness to it that a lot of the Limbus abnormalities kind of lack. We got, like, Jiangshi Ishmael, too. I fucking love Jiangshi. I love Jiangshis. They're so cool. And then, bro, she's just chilling. She's happy. Why does Dawn have Ji-Chuan hairstyle? I noticed that too. She got the same buns as the girl from Nocturnal Sweeping. Which, Again, I haven't gotten that far, but I do know that a lot of people were shipping her and Ji-chun, so gotta have some relevance. This is lore. Them being in lesbians is lore. Dude, the corrosion looks cool too. I like how a lot of the corrosions are just the abnormality with the sinner's hair. It's really funny. And oh my gosh, show me that impact frame again. Show me that impact frame. Ah, oh, dude, that goes hard. That goes hard. That goes crazy. And dude, this animation is insane. Just how detailed it is, the close-up. No ego animation has been that detailed. This is insane. The bar for quality just keeps getting raised higher and higher in this game. I still think my favorite animation is Blind Obsession. Just my favorite ego in general. I know that's like actually a glacial take. But Blind Obsession is really fucking cool. But this does kind of scare me. Because, what do you call it? Oh, it's a cool animation. I'm gonna let it play again. Oh my god. Just rains hell on him. Might get animation in Canto 8. I don't know if we're gonna get full-fledged animated cutscenes. I don't know. I feel like it'll be really jarring for like the game to suddenly go from visual novel to full-on animated cutscene and then back to visual novel. That'll be a little weird. Have you seen Fell Bullet? Which Fell Bullet? Which one? Hold on, don't judge my YouTube homepage. There's a lot of Overwatch here. I've been kind of on a little kick lately. I know Yi-Sang has one and Heathcliff has one too. Blah blah blah. Show me the actual animation. He like scopes in, right? Yeah, this one's cool. Oh, Rip Gregor. It's cool. It's so cool. Special kill animation. Or it's just the corrosion. I love the corrosion. He just turns into an actual sniper rifle. Oh, wait, that's sick. Wait, I've never seen that before. That's awesome. Alright, second best. Oh wait, yo, look at this live stream. That's crazy. That's awesome. Full stop Honglu will be sacrificed for the ego, as it should be. His time is limited. 3 days left. That Albino? It probably was. I love Albino. Where was he? He was somewhere. Oh, yeah, here he is. I don't like the mustache. He's got to get rid of that. What was I saying before this? Oh yeah, this scares me specifically because Honglu has to die for this. I've played FGO, alright? Habitrot changed the entire meta. To this day, Buster looping is insane because Habitrot can show up, buff the shit out of your carry, and then die and someone else can sub in. So the fact that we now have a Honglu ego that has to die, it's kinda scary. Very cool stream, you should go click on that and watch it. A broken mirror next to a sniper rifle. Yeah, no, it's so cool. It was so cool. But this is gonna be huge. Like, even if the ego itself is kind of poop, kind of dookie, it's gonna be huge. Just because it enables team strats where you sub someone in. Very possible Fell Bullet into Honglu ego synergy. Definitely. I definitely see that. People are gonna go crazy with this one. And especially if this is Rupture, which it probably is, a lot of these seem like Rupture egos. If this is Rupture, then this is huge for Rupture. Rupture is still a team comp for psychopaths, but like, well actually no, there's no but. This just proves it. Hey guys, my team comp requires me to fucking kill this guy. Like, okay, you have fun doing that. I'm just gonna stack bleed. So, that's crazy. That's awesome. I wonder what voice lines is Hongwu gonna get. You mean like as an announcer? I don't know. He's gonna be like, "Whoa, manager, you staggered them. Is that what poor people do? I usually just hire someone to stagger them. Whoa." And then you get staggered and he'll be like, "Life is pointless. Everything is miserable. The blood will fill the sky. Punishment is near." How just you're broke and I'm not? Yeah, pretty much. Low-key. Well, this is cool. I'm very excited to see what Chapter 8 brings to the game. I'm very, very excited. Because it really seems like the production, like, okay, Project Moon has always had high production value, especially with Limbus. But Chapter 8 seems like a huge jump in quality. So I'm super, super excited to see what comes after this. Director said it's gluttony affinity, so rupture is very likely. True. I didn't get to watch the Kim Ji-hoon stream, but I saw little snippets of it, so that's cool. But man, back to Limbib. Why did that appear again? Why did that appear again? Is that going to appear every time I change scenes? That's kind of annoying. But still no response from Swole. Okay, that's awesome. Well, I guess we will just. I mean, there's mini chapters, right? We can do those. We can do those first. I don't have like any stamina either. Oh shit! Oh god, everything's going wrong. Whatever. The third Walpurgis night. We can do this while we wait for Swole. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of like the overlay and shit. I threw this together in just like a few minutes, but I like it. It's sleek. It's sleek but effective. I wish that the custom CSS would have worked for chat, but I'll get over that. 5 center battle in current year? That's crazy. Should I bring the burn team? I could bring the burn team. No, I'm not gonna bring the burn. Wait. Everything's leveled up? It's scripted my levels? Shit, let's bring the burn team. Fuck it. I'm fine with that. Let's see. I don't want you. Actually, oh wait, yeah, by the way, I also did this. I picked her up from the adoption center. I have every season 5 ID now. Bam. I got all of them. The ego is too much. Okay, I have a full-time job. I don't have time to grind MD all day, every day. But, you know, in just a few days. In just a few days. We're getting wild. But, yeah, fuck it, I'll bring the burn team. Everything got tied to uptie 3? Oh my god. Wow, manager, what does homeless mean? Fuck, I don't even know what, like, half these units do, now that they're uptied. I'll just bring base Otis. I don't want any of you. Bring Ting Tang for support passive. No, you're not coming, Merceau. What do you think you're doing? You're burn. You probably have a burn passive. I'm too lazy to check. This is a mini episode. I'm thinking way too hard for a mini episode. Damn. Rip Ryoshu, you were a real one. You know, I just realized, am I like... No, I'm not on Do Not Disturb on Discord, okay. Oh yeah, this isn't voiced. I'm not gonna do like funny voices for that, I'm lying. Ah! Well, how are these green lights still green? Another unexpected alarm, but we all react with measured astonishment, as we'd all grown rather used to the randomness of it all. It is unlikely that it has completely evaded the influence of T-Corp's singularity. However, it can be said that this partial retention of color can be attributed to the fact that Walpurgis Night is a transitory moment in which numerous possibilities coincide. Makes sense. All uptide 3 and level 45, this is so peak. Dude, I could like use this mission to pretend like my account's actually well developed. Faust nonchalantly walking up to the driver's seat and shutting off the alarm. Lo, 'tis returned, this well put whatever night. That was me when I tried to pronounce it in the one video. Don Quixote and her eyes that begin twinkling at the smallest bit of diversion after another long period of idle standby. It's all just become a part of the routine. Even mysterious things like these Walpurgis nights. Oh, an additional volatility, aside from the Walpurgis night, has been detected. An additional volatility? Indeed. The entrance to a new mirror dungeon is opened. So I'm guessing Walpurgis delayed and this Walpurgis is so peak. I'm guessing this Walpurgis released on the same day as a new MD. I don't know. This is the weird part we're trying to integrate, like, live service gacha events into the main story. Like, okay, I think the funniest example of any gacha game trying to do that is Fate Grand Order, which, like, not really spoilers, but in the final singularity of the first arc of the game, you have to do a bunch of little boss fights, and at every boss fight, characters from the gacha will appear and be like, "Master, it's me! I'm here to help you again!" And it's like, oh my god! All my friends are here to support me! But me, who, like, hadn't even seen half of those characters because I blitzed through the first part of the story, I was like, who are these people? Who are you? Like, because canonically, in the game's story, whatever the main character's name is, I forget. It's like Ritsuka, I think. Ritsuka summons every servant canonically. However, you will not have every servant on your account because some of them don't appear for like 4 years. So, which is really funny. Oh yeah, that. Heathcliff mutters quietly as he rises from his seat. Oh shit, he has the remember bat. Okay, another funny story. In all my videos for Canto 6, whenever I used like the full art for Heathcliff, I didn't realize he had the remember bat. I knew that it changed after Canto 6. I knew that the bat changed. I just never bothered to like double check the art to see if it was correct or not. I thought it was about time a new one popped up. It happens every time you go through the bloody ringer. Didn't expect it to appear with the green flashes though. Heathcliff lightly struck the end of his club against the floor in visible anticipation. The word that was once engraved into his club had changed. A few days ago, I saw him sitting at the back of the bus, busily sanding and carving something into his club. I didn't have to ask to know what he meant by that new word, so I decided not to bring it up to anyone else. Honglu seasonal ID will not save Rupture. Yes, it will. Yes, it will. It will. Oh no, it won't just be the Honglu seasonal ID, it'll be all the new Heisho pack IDs we get to. Just like how Manager Dawn and the Blood Fiends brought Bleed back, Honglu and his Heisho gang will bring back Rupture. And somehow Deviat Sinclair will still catch strays on Twitter. Only Heathcliff and I retain that memory after all. Thought I was going mad from tedium. Well, let's go bash some sods. Oh, nice. I like seeing some initiative from the sinners, Miss Faust. Indeed, let us move without delay. Dante, bring us to the corridor past the back door. Got it. Trying my best to shake this odd, uncomfortable feeling that Heathcliff's newfound enthusiasm didn't come off as entirely optimistic, I led the sinners to the back door. 2 types of doors at once, huh? Oh wait, were there... Which Walpurgis dock was this? 2 doors. I like how the doors have the encapsulate module PNG on them. That's really funny. 2 new sets of doors, just as Faust had predicted. One set of doors was, as I expected, 2 metal doors resonant with the sound of wuthering gusts, a new mirror dungeon. And the other set of doors was... Are these... papers? It's all sparkly. It was an unfamiliar door, radiating with an odd gleam of light. Technically, we did see weird radio frequency-like squiggly lines around the door before, but everything else about it was new. I guess this one doesn't connect to the Lobotomy Corporation like the last one did. Weird. I think I'm hearing... Is that jazz? Is this even a door? It's more like a window than a door, isn't it? He said in it because he's British. 2 doors, 2. Holy shit. Doors from... Skibbity Toilet. Wuthering like the Wuthering Heights. Right. This new entrance definitely resembled a large window rather than a door. The window was all blurry. The window was blurry and all I could see past it were some globs of shapes moving about. Oh god, these streams where I have to actually read things, it's gonna expose that I can't fucking read. In my videos I can just edit out every time that I stutter or misread a text box, but no, now we're live! There appear to be several shambling entities past the entrance. Val seemed to have realized something, but she didn't tell us what it was. Instead, she merely looked in my direction without saying a word. I'm starting to get what she means by that look. Guess I'll have to get in there to see what this is all about, right, Faust? You are experiencing regular growth and capabilities. Faust considers this to be a positive development. Comment Dante W. Yep. A field of... Oh, this is the, Don Sinclair Walpurg. I remember this. A field of green and a wall of tall, great trees appear before us as we enter the door. But at this point, it'll take a bit more than this to surprise us. Don't worry, you're not alone. All the fans can't read. I picked up on that. Okay, I lurk now. New Scott the Waz video drops. I'm gonna eat porridge while watching. I can't believe you're choosing Scott the Waz over me. This is wild. Ah, so nice to have our colors back for once, huh? Quiet. There's an abnormality. So these things were what we saw past the window earlier? We are yet to be discovered. I recommend that we prepare for Combat Manager. I didn't even need to tell the sinners what they were. It was pretty clear from the get-go that we'd be fighting an abnormality. The sinners all stood ready to charge into battle at my command. But it's a bit different this time. So, Faust, I'm starting to get the hang of this Walpurgis Night thing, and... Please, do continue. Has the PV reaction already happened? Yeah, it did. Just a little bit of, me just pogging. I don't really have much to say on like the context of everything, because, again, look where we are in the story. We are not in the Nocturnal Sweeping yet. We haven't even killed time. But TLDR, Honglu Ego being related to him dying scares me for the meta, because that will be insane for team comps. Production value has skyrocketed and I'm super excited to see what they do next. Rupture is back. I think there's something different about these abnormalities. Can you explain why? Considering the nature of abnormalities, every encounter with an abnormality would be equivalent to an encounter with a summoned entity. Nevertheless, there exists a certain degree of difference when we encounter them in a refraction railway or mirror dungeon. That's crazy, Faust! I've never encountered them in a refraction railway! That is to say, we enter a site once known as the library. The library? A building that inexplicably appeared above the former Elquap headquarters. What do you mean the library? Aruna? We're in there? We're in there right now? Where's book? I want to read book. My issue with the trailer is that Dawn was the last person who should have gotten a battle pass ego. I mean, maybe, but she's cute, so I'm okay with it. I like the design. I mean, Dawn did just have a whole season, so I get where you're coming from. However, she looks cool. But I mean, come on, it's been like, how long since Merceau got anything? How long has it been since Merceau got, like, anything? It was some ridiculously long time. It was a good few months. He could have gotten something. Where's Roland? Yeah, where is he? Where's my Roland ID? In this exact location is said to be a space that exists within a book in which the abnormality resides. What do you mean, book? They reside in book? I need to play Library of Ruina, bro. A library? Where have I heard that term before? Some sinners talked about it, that's for sure. Quite. Yet this space is fairly distinct from the containment units we had witnessed afore at one of the branches. It appears as though an ideal habitat has been established precisely for the abnormality's residence, a rather striking difference from the very limited space and unaccommodating environment provided by the containment units. Dude, I'm not gonna lie. If I was an abnormality, I would totally breach too. Those units are really claustrophobic looking, and that's lame. Marcel was just as bad. He was alongside her with whoa. Marcel was just as bad. He was alongside her with 2 egos and back-to-back battle passes, electric screaming for both in Season 4 and yearning Merkala in this current season. Ah, true. I forgot about yearning Merkala, Marcel, because I don't use any Marcel IDs. Dante. Stop spoiling other Cantos, Dante. Here are some comparisons that may make it easier for one to comprehend. A fish would fill the space with water, and a worm would fill the space with soil. The stutters is crazy. Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Gotcha. So as long as the abnormality exists within this book, it can deck this place out with whatever fits its fancy, huh? It would be more accurate to say that an abnormality, once outside the confines of the Quillifoth. I know how to pronounce this word. Why am I struggling? The Quillifoth deterrents can rebuild its environment to fit its needs. Well, that's kind of like free housing, huh? That's when Don Quixote, who was standing rather far from the group, who was made aware of these revelations only after Marcel had relayed them to her. Book? Our journey had brought us inside a book, thou sayest? The library of legend that vanished like a mirage? For truth? Suddenly blew up with explosive enthusiasm once again. I will add a preamble in the future to prevent such outbursts. We've been detected, We've been detected, Executive Manager. Also, Dawn getting an ego this battle pass makes it kinda unlikely for her to get an ego from the next Walpurgis. It hopefully would be Queen of Hatred. No, next Walpurgis, we're gonna get Ishmael, Lobotomy Corp ID, and we're gonna get Ryoshu as Mountain of Smiling Bodies. That's my prediction. That's my prediction. We're gonna get an Aleph ego. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Trust me. Trust me. My sources don't exist. Trust me. The stutter is truly your limbus. Don Quixote was solo library of Runa. Trust. I believe it. Yeah, let's get this over with first. I remember this being a very simple fight from what I've seen. Yeah, if we're just fighting the Fairy Queen. Ooh. Ooh, this is pretty cool. This is pretty cool, actually. I forgot I brought the burn team. I just got jump scared by all this garbage over here. What is this? Assistant Librarian? Skill slot +1, heal 15 SP. Doubling amount of potency for burn. Oh! Oh, potency and count. Oh, she already applies a ton of count. Wait, I'm goated. I have predictions, but not the evidence. Those are the best kinds of predictions. Those are the most true predictions. Let's see. So you're just evading. You could just sit there. Look at the turns. Why do I have a limit of 99 turns? What do you mean limit? Ooh, this song's pretty good, actually. Wait. Oh, this song's pretty good! I like it! So destructible, but not severable. Okay. Just start killing. Let's start killing. You're evading at Yisang. Fuck it. We possibly get an Aleph ego, but the people who want something from Walpurgis will be... Or possibly getting an Aleph ego, but the people who get something from Walpurgis will be Marcel for an ID, then either Dawn, most likely, but possibly Ishmael or Rodian instead of her. Nah, trust me. Ishmael ID. Trust. It'll happen. Only neutral. That's kind of cringe. Oh, struggling. That's super cringe. For the Eagles, is most likely Faust, but also a chance of being Dawn, and even smaller chance of being Sinclair. I like my theory better because I said it with confidence. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That's why she's the GOAT. That's why she's the GOAT. For my predictions, it's probably that we're getting some new ideas from Library of Ruina. I mean, if you want my predictions with like more thought put into them, I don't think it's going to be Library because we just had Full Stop, didn't we? I think it's going to be Lobotomy Corporation. How do we get Yiseng's passive up again? Wrath. I want that, and I desire that. It's only a neutral? It's gonna be unopposed. I need to start looking at who's getting targeted. This one's Faust. No, I don't want to skill 3. Fire Punch Gregor. And where's Dawn's Nerve Strike? Oh wait. I wanted to eat the prepared meat, right? That's how this goes? I think so. We got LobCorp stuff this time because we got library stuff. Yeah, that's what I was saying. It alternates, that's what I thought. Just released the Red Mist ID already. Jeez, I mean... I wonder why you specifically want a Red Mist ID. Oh yeah. Fuck him up, Ishmael. That's why she's the GOAT. Oh, is this gonna kill? Oh, this is not gonna kill. I think the way this fight works is that I want to kill the prepared meat, and then this thing will eat the prepared meat, and it gets debuffed, right? Holy shit, Wing Beat from Ishmael. That's crazy. I'll kill you. I really should just have Dawn DPSing the boss. No, not there. Go unopposed, you have a skill 1. Who's this targeting? That's Ishmael. Dawn can clash with that. Easy. Then anyone can clash with this. Or rather, you're favored. No, I already have someone targeting that. Bam. Bam. Easy game. The last stream was just pure MD normal, not even MD... It was MD Infinity, what are you talking about? We ended with MD Infinity. I didn't beat MD Infinity, but I attempted. I got bodied by the cassette tape. Favored ego? Wait, was it really only favored? I was not paying attention. I don't like doing that. That's not fun. There we go, it eats it and... Oh god. That is obnoxious. But yeah, now look at that, it gets debuffed to shit. Inflicts 1 prepared meat, yeah, so I want you to do that. Prioritizes target with prepared meat. But you're not prepared meat. How often do you stream? Is there a schedule? It's just kind of whenever. I don't really have a schedule right now. Because my job is really, really physically exhausting, so I feel like if I made a schedule, I just wouldn't be able to commit to it. So right now I just kind of do it whenever I got time, but I will always make a community post before I do a stream. And I feel like going forward, at least for like the next probably month or 2 until I get more used to streaming, if I do want to do a schedule, I'll just do like a weekly schedule. And I'll, of course, post that in a community post as well at the start of the week. But the best way to make sure that you find the streams is just to drop a sub and look out for the community posts. I don't fully understand YouTube's algorithm when it comes to the community posts, but that's probably what I think is the best way to get that out there. If he's lazy, then no stream. If he distorts, then yes stream. Yeah, low-key. Oh wait, yeah, you're minus 15. I can do what I want this turn. I can kill you this. No, I can't. You have too much HP. I can't kill you. So combat start, he's gonna inflict prepared me. Okay, yeah, so I should just be blitzing these down anyway. Sounds like a plan. Yeah. Ooh. Okay, so now you're the prepared me, and you don't have full health. I just killed you, I think. So you should be eaten at end of turn, correct? Yeah, there we go. Can you believe this guy's skipping limbus chapters? We should hurt him. Dude, he's not even here! The guy that skipped the chapters isn't even here! The whole main joke for the stream, it's just gone! Sucks, but oh well. I mean, I'll still do time killing time. I don't care. He missed stream, that's his problem. No worry, I'll strap him to a chair and I'll make him watch the VOD. You can't escape time killing time. The time diddler will always find you. I mean, I don't know about that guy. I mean, who's the time diddler? I don't know about him. I haven't gotten that far yet. I don't know who he is. Teehee. Oh god, the blood is a little obnoxious. Oh, it's gone. Cool, you have 15 fragile. Holy shit. Take 150% damage this turn, max 100%. So you're using time killing time to kill time. Actually, I'm using this to kill time before I start killing time and time killing time. I was gonna try to keep going by saying time killing, but I ran out of steam immediately. Brain is running on low power today. Don Quixote kill. Use your special attack, Don Quixote. Don kill Hote. Man, I can't wait for Canto 8 where Honglu like turns evil and he says, "Yes, manager, I am Honglu, and I'm going to Honglu you," and then he hongs all over you. It's gonna be crazy. Man, I used the bleed team and everything to make sure that this would take as long as possible, to give him as much time to get here. Well, that was... Dante, I used my shittiest team. Oh god, that was way harder than expected. He like, hit us once. Faust explains that we find ourselves in the library's past. We are participating in a certain repeated battle within the library. Its purpose was to attain something called the realization of the floor of history. Yeah, sorry, I don't understand most of what you said. Floor of history, huh? Are there other floors too? What even is your bleed team? It's the bleed team, like the bog standard. Manager Dawn, Ring Sang, Kurakumo Ishmael, Kurakumo Heathcliff, Priest Gregor, Princess Rodian. It's the bleed team. If you can say the time killing time with no stutter, but if it's just a single word dialogue, you stutter. Shut up! Shut up! I'm trying, okay? That appears to be the case, yes. It can be extrapolated from collected intelligence that the library is, like some normal libraries, composed of several floors divided by subjects such as literature or religion. Dude, I've only ever seen one library that's divided by floors in my life. I've only ever seen one. Is that a thing? Do most libraries do that? That's crazy. Where's Barbara Otis? I just got her like a day ago, so not on the team. Cause like I've had multiple of my friends who play Limbus tell me do not use Barbara Otis, and I'm like, why shouldn't I use Barbara Otis? They're like, she's just not good enough to justify being on the team. I'm like, what's wrong with her? And they just don't tell me. But then I look at the team comp and it's like, okay, Heathcliff and Ishmael need to be there for the bleed count. Priest needs to be there because he's just really fucking good. Dawn needs to be there at the DPS. Ring Sang needs to be there because he's Ring Sang. I guess the only one I can swap out is Princess, but like, why would I swap out Princess? She's good. I get healing with her because Hex now. So, I don't know. She's just gonna sit in the back line and exist. Anything more you can tell us about the library, Faust? Something more detailed? Faust's voice carries an air of troubled uncertainty, and I'm starting to realize why. So you don't know about that just yet, right? I see that you have intuited a certain degree of truth, Dante. I don't suppose there is any more reason for me to remain evasive regarding this particular subject. Faust let out a barely noticeable but clearly shocked gasp before regaining her usual calm demeanor. Are you telling me Faust does not know all outcomes? So she's a fraud. This is why she's on the bottom of the tier list, bro. This is why. Yes, I am yet to become a Faust who has access to that information. Yet to become? As your journey continues, I may also gradually gain recognition and access to further knowledge. One thing is certain, however. Faust regards this consistent, continuous improvement to be a positive development, Dante. I see. The longer my journey, the greater her knowledge, huh? Maybe that explains why she kept falling silent in the middle of her lectures. I have no idea how long this journey will last for, but who knows? Maybe we'll find ourselves at the library one day. With that, I return to the sinners wandering about the scattered pages of the Abnormality. Who knows? Maybe we will go to the library. We're gonna walk in there, and then Roland's gonna be there. He's gonna be like, "Hey guys, welcome to the library." He's gonna be like, "Hey, what's your names?" "Oh, I'm Don Quixote from Don Quixote." "Oh, I'm Ishmael from Moby Dick." "Oh, I'm Otis from the Odyssey." "Huh, you guys are all books. That's crazy." Apparently, one of the reasons is that Barbara Otis takes up blood feast that the others could have used. Does she just guzzle that shit down? Greedy fuck. Huh. Well, if you want to make a perfectly timed appearance, this will be the best time to do it, Svol. Well, time to change the stream title. Canto 8 PV reaction plus time killing time, but my co-host didn't show up. God damn. That sucks. Oh well. Now we just have one more reason to bully him next time. I don't think I'm going to be streaming for a very long time today. Because I'd rather not be up till 1 in the morning again. And forgive my creaky chair, I have to go close my window real quick. Or not my window, but the blinds. Whoa. There we go. Can't close the window, it's hot as fuck in my room right now. God damn. She takes a lot of blood feast, but has the fastest ramp up of all the blood fiend IDs because of it. Cause she didn't look bad on paper. Like, I'm looking at her stuff, and I'm like, she doesn't look bad, especially the skill 3. 90% extra damage? That's almost 100. That's almost like hitting this twice. I mean, well, I guess it's just the final hit, the final coin, but this has like multiple attack weight. Yeah, it has multiple attack weight. So like, I don't know. I don't think she's horrible. But I think just compared to the ones you usually bring on, which let me fix this because I was doing MD again. That should be good. Compared to like the star group that you bring in, I just don't see a slot for her. I mean, maybe replacing Ring Sang, but like, it's Ring Sang. You're not gonna replace Ring Sang. And these two need to be tied to each other. So like, I don't know. If by some fucking stroke if some miracle Kim Ji-hoon wakes up on the wrong side of the bed one day and decides to actually nerf Ring Sang, then I guess you could throw Otis on the team. But for now, I'm just gonna stick with these boys, girls and boys. Ugh, Inferno. Time-killing time. When he's Barber in my team, the Mad Drunk is a special skill too. Yeah, it would be nice to buff the skill too. But, I mean, again, I don't think replacing an entire team slot just to replace one skill slot is that good. Biggest issue IMOs, you can be kind of weak against a single target during your skill through relying on attack weight. Yeah. But... oh well, it is what it is. It has been an hour and he hasn't showed up. That's wild. Hey. Is this not voiced? Don Quixote loudly and obnoxiously flashed through the newspaper in her hands while peppering a few insightful chuckles. Unfortunately, I now know exactly what this means. And... that she will continue to try to draw my attention until I acknowledge her at the most appropriate moment. Did you also watch KJH's stream where he started wailing in his own game? I did. I watched a little bit of it because he started streaming right before I went to work. So I got to see like the first like 30 minutes of it, or maybe not the first 30, but just a little bit of it at the beginning. Bro was spending company funds on gacha. He was complaining. He was insulting his employees for their taste in katsu. This man is unhinged, and I love him. Okay, Don Quixote, fine. What is it? Manager Esquire. Dost thou know the city's upstart companies, such as one Limbus company, must always pay close heed to the ever-changing world around us? Hie thee hither, read thy newspapers, Manager Esquire, and do keep thyself up to date on the events of the city, as Rousseau and I, Don Quixote, do air every morrow. Bud, just go along with it, why don't you? I'm pretty sure she's... reading is hard! Bud, just go along with it, why don't you? I'm pretty sure she's talking about Rousseau in one of his morning routines. You know, the one with the newspapers. Intervalos past C, I'm pretty sure, aren't voiced till their rerun/Bach gap comes out. And the voiceovers are only in the hard mode that gets added along. Aww. Only in the hard mode. That's lame. That's our director. Oh, man. I gotta get good at reading then. The newspaper routine, where he wakes up before the crack of dawn, parks himself on a chair, folds one leg over the other at an exact 90-degree figure 4 leg lock position, and peruses the morning newspaper? Nobody is voiced besides Dante. Okay, that doesn't count. Dante doesn't count as being voiced. Shut up. What I do with my bleed team, which is nearly the same as yours, is use Barber in more standard fights, and MD is use Priest in boss fights. Yeah, I could see that. I can see that working. Priest is insane for boss fights. But I'd also rather just like... listen, I'm broke on thread right now, okay? I am broke. So for the time being, I'll just stick with Priest. I guess that left an impression on her. Betcha she'll be back to her usual self. I'm sorry, chat. I'm sorry, chat. This is how you had to find out. I'm sorry that this is how you're realizing that I can't read. I guess it left an impression on her. Betcha she'll be back to her usual self in a week or so. A week or so. Ha sha 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 sha. Hearken unto me. Art thou paying attention? Yeah, totally. So what's new? What, did an article mention us or something? Oh, how dost thou know? But wait, really? Forsooth! Feast thy eyes on page 3, though it is quite regrettable that we were robbed of the chance to be on the front page. Huh? Page 3? We're really starting to put our names out there, huh? Please clutch the boss fight for me and Nocturnal Sweepers, not spoiling in case you haven't been spoiled yet. Ironically enough, I have not been spoiled on Nocturnal Sweeping. Like, but then, you know, every time that I say that, I'll get spoiled on it like the next day. I was talking to someone and I was like, man, I haven't been spoiled on Canto 7 yet, that's so good. And then like within 3 days, I see like a bunch of little spoilers on Twitter and it's like, well. I found out who Sancho is because of a meme where the topic was Don Quixote getting fat. I'm not going to explain any further. But I was pissed. I was like, are you serious? This is how we find out? Don Quixote and Rodeo, the sinners guaranteed to draw the full attention of whichever space they inhabit, were speaking. It was only a matter of time before the other sinners began crowding around us, curious about the commotion. Put a stutter count on the screen? No, because you know what, if I put a stutter count on the screen, by the end of the stream, it'll cover the entire screen. A dramatic conclusion to the mysterious disappearances at T-Corp. Shocking! The perpetrators of this mysterious case have been revealed to be none other than the prestigious Edgar family, appalling the general public. Well, I don't think we need to hear that part. What else does it say? With small assistance from some wandering bystanders who happened to be lost in the area, and with the most admirable heroics of T-Corp, with the most admirable heroics of the T-Corp Class 3 collection staff on the scene. Wandering bystanders, is it? Perchance that particular denomination refers to us? Bystanders? They're treating us like we were barely there. They didn't even mention our company name. Aw, come on, those time collectors weren't even there. This is within the expected range of behavior for the news media. Well, there may be those who seek to interview us after reading this very article, mayhaps. Of course, the British guy has to appear somehow. I mean, yeah, I'd expect him to. Yeah, I'm sure they'll have a grand old time looking for wandering bystanders for an interview. Very descriptive. I mean, if they just wrote the girl with the giant orange hair, it would not be hard to... Well, I mean, I guess there's not really color in T-Corp. So that description would suck. I doubt anyone will pay us much attention, Dawn. Better not set yourself up for disappointment, and... We were standing there for a good moment in a big group, chatting about the article, when someone slowly but smoothly walked between us. Excuse me, are you Limbus Company employees by any chance? And you fellas are? I'm sure you're already aware of the reason for our visit. Oh, I welcome thee here. Long and hard have I awaited thy arrival. Now, from whence shall we begin? Whoa, is she actually here to interview us? No way. Don Quixote wasn't just losing her mind at nothing? Did you know that Yiseng means ideal in Korean? Yeah. Yes, I did. That's why he always jokes about, like, he always makes the puns about ideal things. Let me mark the end for Dongrang, for that would be the most ideal. In original dub, that was probably, like, one of those really funny lines that wasn't supposed to be funny. But then in another language, it's like, damn, that's crazy. Sipping my iced tea. That's the drink of the night. Iced tea with a little bit of raspberry seltzer in there. I was not told that any interview would be taking place. My, where'd Verd go at a time like this? Now, where'd I put that leftover hair gel from Heat's makeover? Ahem, ahem. Thou may commence. Alright then. Verily, I shan't rightly take all the credit for what we have accomplished there. Will you be making your tax payment in installments? Does he know? Do I know what? What don't I know? Huh? Okay, we're clearly not on the same page here. We are tax collectors from T-Corp's Time Collections Agency, currently on a mission to collect your overdue time tax. Those ilks are never bringers of good tidings indeed. Wait, time tax? No, that doesn't make any sense. Heard Yiseng also sounds like weird. I thought it was odd. I thought it was ideal and odd. Because isn't that why Fly My Wings ends with saying, like, that's odd? I keep, like, alt-tabbing to check Discord to see if he's gonna show up, bro. We already paid our time tax in full when we went through the T-Corp Nest immigration process. Virgilius said, a few days ago aboard Mephistopheles. Oh yeah, damn, we're deep in T-Corp. There's no color left. You probably know this already, but in T-Corp, everyone must carry a timepiece. Yes, I know the rules. But for every rule, there's always room for an alternative that offers a bit more flexibility. Of course, I don't suppose it's listed anywhere in that pamphlet. Outsiders seeking a short-term stay at T-Corp can pay the appropriate time tax for the length of their stay to be exempt from the relevant obligations, instead of going out of their way to abide by T-Corp's rules. As you may have expected, anyone born outside District 20 must go through numerous hoops before they can be issued a timepiece. So we elected to pay 30 days worth of time tax on the spot before entering T-Corp's borders. Impressive. It can't have been cheap. Yet I wish to wear a watch as well, like Lady Otis does. Haven't I already made it clear this is not a fashion item? As I have said so in the past, the company has no budgetary concerns. It's a given that they would be taking care of such expenses. Bro's alt-tabbing like a limbus gamer, win rate reflex. No, win rate is control P, isn't it? We're finally starting to operate like a real professional company now, huh? Yeah, there must have been a minor miscalculation or something. Maybe we fell slightly short of the amount we had to pay? Hasn't even been 30 days since we arrived here, though. Well, I'm sure we can pawn away their stuff to fix what probably amounts to a round error. Easy peasy. Heathcliff muttered, gesturing towards Sinclair and Hong Lu with his chin. Are we gonna sell them? Are we gonna sell Sinclair? No, it's P plus enter. Close enough. I had P. I knew it was P. I didn't read that, like, at all. Holy shit. If it'll help pay for the time tax, then sure. Oh? Maybe. I didn't pack much when I left, though. Well, let's hear the damage. How much time tax do we owe you? Currently, you are 10,040,000,000 on behind in time tax payments. No, we sell Merceau. Dude, sell Merceau's left butt cheek, that'll cover that. What? Did my hearing get worse or something? I heard a 10, 40, and the rest just kind of flew over my head. For that much money? Oh, we might have to make a brief stop at my place first. What other options do we have if we don't? I mean, if we can't pay the tax. Can't pay the tax is not an option. Your only options are the following. Make your payment with time or money. With interest, of course. What the hell does making payment with time even mean? Sell Honglu's Jade Eye? Is that what that is? I thought he was just born with, like, heterophobia or whatever it's called. Now that I think about it, I remember someone talking about paying with time before. I never really cared to find out what exactly they meant, though. He's saying, Heathcliff? Know anything about this? I have not once failed to make my payments during my residency at this nest. Thus, I know not what transpires on an occasion in which one fails to pay the time tax. I've never been involved in messy business like taxes at the manor either. And in my backstreet days, boss dealt with complicated shite like that for the rest of us. I did see a few poor saws getting dragged away because they failed to cough it up, though. Well then! With their not-so-helpful answers, my mind immediately began to wander over towards Faust, who I hoped would know something more about this than the two of them. And that's when Otis suddenly and defiantly stepped between us and the collectors. This is completely unreasonable. What kind of shoddy calculation led to this nonsensical figure? Tax calculations in T-Corp are always exceptionally reasonable. The clock's ticking. Would I be correct to assume that you lack both the capability and the will to make your fair payments? Heterochromia? Yeah, that's what I said. Of course Honglu got the money. Fucking rich boy. Listen, at the end of Canto 8, Honglu is gonna fight, like, super bad end sweeper bot 3000, and he's gonna throw every single one of his on at it to kill it. We're not gonna get like a fancy cutscene where he uses his base ego or whatever. No, he's just gonna throw his wallet at him, and he's gonna explode, and then it's gonna be like, dun, 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 you did it, you beat Kanto 8. Wow, manager, I'm broke now too. Is this what it's like to be broke? And then the real Limbus company was the friends he made along the way. Wait, we don't have to escalate this. Can we get a timeout? Your choice of words may be quite unwise. Cry and whine all you want about not wanting to escalate things when you've got 10 billion on in your pockets. I won't recognize your opinion as anything of worth otherwise. No? Then shut up and stay out of our way while we deal with this obstacle that dares to stand in our path. How exciting. A 10 billion on death. 10 billion and 40 million on, to be exact. Did I say trillion? Oh god. I can't read now, I can't count? Oh god, I'm cooked. It's over. This is what playing Limbus does to you. You stop being able to function mentally. A visit from... Oh! The icon! New icon! It's a watch. I like how the Intervalos have unique icons for the combat. Did this one? I don't think this one had one. Oh, it did! It had bamboo hat. Oh! That could be another stream. How many of those have hard modes? I think the first one I saw was District 20? Yeah. That's cool. Another time. We gotta kill time first. Ooh, wait, that reminds me. Did I ever collect my lunacy? I did. Okay, good. Because I found out the other day that I never collected my lunacy from Kanto 1. I just forgot to collect it. Ah, back to 6 sitters. Love that. Imagine we're gonna fight Hong Lu if he distorts. I mean, we did that with Heathcliff. So, like, non-zero chance. Hong Lu, the poverty-stricken. Why do you have Tremor? Why do you have Clocks? T-Corp borrowed time. Turn and gain 3 haste, clash power up, and fragile next turn. At one... Wait. Ooh. Ooh, wait, the music. Oh. Pretty good. Pretty good. At one count, gain 0 bind next turn instead. What? Am I misreading that? Gain 3 haste, clash power up, and fragile. At one count, gain 0 bind next turn instead. Okay. Gain 1 stack and lose 1 count. If the unit has more bind than it has haste, the borrow time effect expires and unit gets staggered. Okay. You're meant to be level 50 to do the hard modes for Miracle and Yield My Flesh. Just wait till you hear the Time Ripper. Oh, I've already heard the Time Ripper theme. I fought him in Mirror Dungeon. It's so good. Ooh, this is also good though. I like this. Oh god. Consume 5 tremor count and gain 3 T-Corp borrowed time. So they're self-tremor, so if I brought a tremor team here, I would just rip through them. Okay. Good to know! Turn 1 skill 3, because we're good at the game. I mean, it's a good damage, so... I'm okay with it. Didn't we fought these guys back in Canto 4, didn't we? For like 3 chapters, it was really weird. Oh god. Oh! Okay. As the count goes... Okay, so the higher the count, the more debuffs they get when it ends. Okay, I get it. I see. Yo, this guy's fucking dripped out. My god, you see that mustache? Jeez. Bam. God, he does so much damage. That's a free unit, by the way. He does way too much damage for being free. Got the attack weight up. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, wait, I should check and see if they have, like, any passives or, like, panic types or whatever. Okay, well, I killed the T-Corp grunts, but whatever. Units between 16 and 20 HP instantly heal up to 60%. What? What? If you're between 16% and 20%, heal 60% and recover from stagger. Okay, yeah, sure, whatever you say. After activating Golden Time, gain 2 fragile. Okay. I see, I see. Agitated, just the basic. Well, it's not basic, because there's fragile. Okay. Epic. Hi, Lumos. Hi, hello, Lumos. Manager Don manages to roll 1 heads with 0 SP, but my Manager Don rolls all tails with 45 SP. She's a fraud. Plain and simple. But she's my fraud. And we love her for it. I mean, they're a negative 30. This is the first combat chapter. Like, it's gonna be easy. I think Mirror Dungeon Infinite has, like, broken my psyche. Because I was, watching someone earlier today try to do, like, a Honglu solo. And I had to resist the urge to backseat them so hard. Every time that they did, like, something, like, slightly suboptimal, I'm thinking, like, oh my god, on floor 8, it's gonna come back to bite them. Oh my god, they got a super shot floor 3 and didn't fuse for slash memory? Oh my god. Oh my god, it's over. The run's over. Just restart. It's so cooked. A T-Corp staff in a different uniform approached the sinners as both sides went on the defensive. Is this one of their ringleader? He may be of a higher rank, but he is an employee of T-Corp all the same. Which is to say that our insistence on meeting their demands with hostility may lead to direct confrontation against the full force of T-Corp. Lay down your weapons now. Should you refuse to cooperate, all of you present may be considered hostile individuals by T-Corp, and we will use force to... I like that. How thrilling. Should I just give Ryoshi the deepest voice I can manage? I like that. How thrilling. Ah, this is bad. This seems like a great time for Virgilius with his intimidating glowing eyes to appear. Man, weren't things much better between us and the guide bot only a few days ago? Feels like it's been forever since then. Come on, don't glare at us like that. We had our reasons, Kay. They showed up out of nowhere and tried to extort a whole 10 billion on. 10 billion and 40 million on, to be exact. LCD Honglu is blunt. He's blunt and slash. I think his skill 2 is slash, but skill 1 and 3 are blunt, or maybe it's the other way around. But both slash and blunt memory would have been good for that run. Because later on, when they just have like a billion clash power, you need those buffs. You really like saying that, don't ya? Jeez. Yeah, the point is, there's no way we owe them that much money. We're kind law-abiding citizens. Except for when they, like, kill a bunch of people, but yeah! Who are brimming with a sense of justice! Here! Virgilius listened quietly for a moment as the sinners chatted on like they were part of a comedy skit. Yes, I agree that 10 billion on in taxes does seem unreasonable. However, it is a mystery to me how no one stopped to think for a second about the troubles you might spark by starting a meaningless scuffle like this. In the middle of a street, no less. Virgilius let out a deep sigh before turning towards the T-Corp employee. We find it regrettable that this incident had led to bloodshed. However, 10 billion on in time tax is unacceptable. I'm sure you know full well that 10 billion on's worth of tax isn't the kind of money that we can simply fork over in the middle of the street. I believe that it would have been more appropriate if you would have provided us with some context as to how this number came to be, instead of immediately marching up to us and demanding that we pay the time tax. I admit that such absurd amount of time tax levied upon your group is almost unprecedented. We have been summoned to an emergency meeting in a relevant office to address the severity of this incident. I see your point. Why don't we move this conversation to the collections office in the relevant jurisdiction area to discuss possible solutions? I just kind of gave up at the end of the sentence. My brain just cut out. I was like, I'm almost at the end of the sentence. Keep it together. Nah. I locked in too hard and it wrapped around to being unlocked. A case of the gallows. The truth behind the absurd amount of time tax levied upon us was much simpler than I expected. Was it just a typo? About a week ago. Oh, I thought she was sawed. Holy shit. I genuinely thought that was sawed for a second. About a week ago, a large-scale unauthorized temporal leakage phenomenon was observed at the Wuthering Heights Manor, which shot you up several stages in the progressive time use tax bracket due to the immense amount of time leak. A temporal leakage phenomenon. It refers to a deceleration of the flow of time within a certain physical field. In your case, it wasn't even a static deceleration field, it moved all over the manor for a good while. We measured about 4 hours worth of time in the process. What the bloody hell is she blathering about? A deceleration in the flow of time within a certain... She must be referring to the moment in which Dante granted us clarity as we were in pursuit of the man at the manor. Oh, the Durante. Impossible. The manager's ability was activated for less than 30 minutes. It is most likely that your 4-hour measurement is a calculation error. Do you want a small spoiler in Nocturnal Sweeping? I prefer not. I prefer not. No. Considering the odd sensation we had experienced as we departed the manor, it is most probable that no error had occurred in their calculations. Do you recall, Dante, as we left behind the manor? A few days ago. Marceau, is there aught wrong with thy daily routine? We had just returned to Mephistopheles after the incident at the Wuthering Heights Manor. Oh, fuck. He's not good, bro. Most sinners were keeping to themselves, given the clear look of sorrow on Heathcliff. However, Don Quixote's ever-cheerful voice, like always, constantly shattered through the silence. I've identified an anomaly. We should have been issued the morning newspaper, not the evening newspaper. This is inconsistent with the amount of time we spent at the manor. Perchance, 'twas an innocent mistake? As long as I have been a passenger of this bus, morning papers have always been delivered during designated morning hours, and evening papers have been delivered during designated evening hours. The possibility that they have made a mistake cannot be completely ruled out. However, the likelihood of that is minuscule. Oh, now that I'm looking at it, that's a sunset, not a sunrise. I couldn't tell because of the lack of color. This cannot be! This must be the early hours of the morrow, is it not? I may have an idea as to how this inconsistency came to be. Right. The TT4 protocol. What that? Temporal velocity synchronization device, or something like that. I didn't know he could say words that big. Wow, I'm so proud of him. Spoiler for Nocturnal Sweeping takes place at night. Dude! Why would you spoil that Nocturnal Sweeping takes place at night? I thought it took place at 3 p.m. Did I just see the word sorrow? Probably. I've seen an advert for it once. A luxury solution to all your time synchronization needs. Enjoy equally leisurely hours together, or some shite like that. Oh, 'tis quite unlike thee, Sir Heathcliff, to use so many complicated words in a sentence. Pray, shall someone explain it in plainer language? This is what I'm just saying, bro. He doesn't know big words. It is an apparatus for equalizing the velocity of time for all those affected individuals under the TT4 protocol's influence. Forsooth, I thought it quite odd how someone so affluent in time was moving and speaking at the same speed as the rest of us. Now with this information, it can be concluded that the time we have experienced within the manor was flowing at a faster rate than the world outside. A small-brained British guy can say that word, but you can't. Shut up. Shut up. That is a coherent explanation as to why the evening newspaper, instead of the morning newspaper, was issued. Good. Now that your curiosity is sated, I don't suppose anyone has any issues with tackling a new job. The LCA has sent us a new request to track down a distortion. As for more detailed information... So activating my ability within the TT4 protocol caused... yes, indeed. It was akin to tampering with an already accelerated flow of time. From an outsider's point of view, it would have appeared as though more time than what was actually spent was leaked. This bloke knows what he's talking about. Also, you didn't just manipulate time on a personal scale. Like I said earlier, you affected the flow of time within a physical space. Let me remind you that it wasn't even a static field. It moved all over the matter. Honestly, this situation is completely unprecedented. Right. We used to activate it only on special occasions, like when we had plenty of guests over for a visit. It was so bloody pricey. So, the time tax for your inflated tax bracket, multiplied by the surtax per volume from the physical space covered by that temporal manipulation. Yeah, no wonder it all adds up to this insane number. It ain't like we knew something like this would happen. Well, anyway, you have two payment options to settle this time tax debt. Boy, options? What options? Ain't like bags of 10 billion engros from a tree in it. Option 1, cash payment. Option 2, time payment. Yeah, about that. What's that supposed to mean, anyway? Paying with time? It means... oh. The employee, who was about to answer our questions with painfully observable annoyance, suddenly jolted at the sound of an alarm. Understood. I just got a call that they're ready to hold the emergency meeting regarding this incident. The limbus company may send 2 individuals to the meeting to represent your company. No need to tick-tock and fuss, Dante. Dealing with complicated matters like this meeting is one of my responsibilities. I will be joining them to discuss the possible solutions to the incident, so please keep the sinners under control. Except you, Miss Faust. You're with me. Back to 10 billion on Dougal trees for Honglu. Wow, manager, that's not a tree, that's a branch! Like the golden bow! Holy shit, it all comes full circle. The golden bows are just branches from Honglu's trees. He's rich! Co-host got taxed too? Co-host still has not responded. I think he's dead. Make another mess while I'm gone, and only Ryoshu will enjoy what comes next. Keep that in mind as you wait. Well, off they go, I guess. Didn't even give us the chance to ask them more questions. They're just leaving us here like this. Isn't this whole mess basically about what'll happen to us? So, this isn't anything serious, but... what's Marceau doing on the gallows? What? Marceau, what are you doing up there? I was told to stand here, so I've done so. Who told you to do that? I did! Just trying to be helpful with you and your friend's little time tax problem. I thought all employees were supposed to be at the emergency meeting. Oh, a clock with legs? How fascinating! If someone were to submit you for consideration at the upcoming expo, you might even be worth a participation trophy. You remind me of the time when some hapless soul submitted a timepiece that doubled as a compass that had a rather tragic and critical design flaw. You could tell the time or find your path, but never both at once. Tell directions or tell time. It was only one thing or the other, leaving you most lost in time and stranded in the streets. That was no good, not at all. That's no better than a clock taped to the compass at the end of the day, isn't it? Oh, right, TT52 protocol is operating at an experimental capacity within its office space. So don't you forget, anyone not synced with the daily standard time might find this a little disorienting, so keep that in mind as well. What? Now that's the look of someone who's never once heard of the TT52 protocol, hey? TT52 protocol, as its name suggests, is an invention to address the temporal efficiency problem present in the TT4 protocol. It's doing test runs in only a few select T-Corp offices, so if you ever feel the urge to leave your impressions with this new shiny thing, feel free to jot down a few words in that bulletin. Wait a minute, who wrote that 3-star review? The man, whom we presume to be a T-Corp staff, seemed very adept at holding a one-sided conversation with zero external input. Instead of golden, Honglu got the green bow? Real finally not stuttering for once. Oh, if only you knew. Oh, the stream delay makes that so funny. Golden bow is probably just a fake plant decoration. Yeah, he has like 20 of them in his room. Anyways, if you're ready, let's get cracking. I am ready. Wait, I don't know if it's really a good idea to be ready for something that looks like the rope extending from the intimidating machine tightened around Marceau's throat. Is this what it means to pay our time tax with time? Getting hanged from the gallows? Please call it by its precise and given name, the temporal scale gallows. It measures the exact amount of time you owe and sucks that time right out of you. That wasn't the original name, mind you. There was simply too much hubbub and hullabaloo about its excessively long name, which was at approximately 58 words or letters. Can someone ask him what'll happen to Marceau? And can someone shut him up? The easier something is to say, the more likely it is for real to stutter. Low key. Low key. Is that thing going to kill Merceau? Kill him? Nonsense! She's a very gentle machine. That is simply preposterous. However, a however spoken in such manner oft portends that the events of greater ill fortune shall befall us. I'm not so sure as to what might happen, actually. I suppose it'll suck 10 billion ons worth of time out of your friend? Stop being so obtuse. What is that even supposed to mean? Is he gonna be stuck like that for 10 billion hours or something? What? Well, not exactly. Let me tell you about T-Corp's... God, stop doing this. Well, not exactly. Let me tell you about T-Corp's particularly generous system called the 4-hour daily minimum time guarantee policy. How generous. Even when the worst comes to worst, every citizen is entitled to the right to enjoy a minimum of 4-hour days. According to the T-Corp Public Welfare Council, 4 hours is the absolute minimum number of hours in a day to guarantee human survival. Survive being the key word here. My. Sucking 10 billion and 40 million ons worth of time from your friend was too much, I suppose. Look, it says measurement error. That rarely ever happens. Wait, you pulled the lever when you didn't even know what was going to happen? Just out of curiosity? Of course! 10 billion on of time tax debt is historically unprecedented amount of debt. So I had to see what would happen. You could land first place in the lottery and you still wouldn't even become close to making 10 billion on. And that's before taxes. I'd say you all belong in a museum of history if I'm being honest. Besides, I haven't even seen anyone with more than 150 hours in time tax debt willing to step up to the gallows before. Anyone beyond that usually chooses to run and dig themselves into a deep. It happened. It happened. I was doing so good. Anyone beyond that usually chooses to run and digs themselves into an even deeper debt hole. The point is, I scarcely expected someone in a 10 billion on time tax hole to walk up just like that. The longest dialogue to ever exist in Real doesn't stutter. When it's kindergarten alphabet, he stutters. Yeah. 200 subs, the greedy get greedier. Am I at 200? No shot, I'm not at 200. I'm at like 170. Don't lie to me. How dare you? I should kill you for that, Smeef. What is wrong with this guy? Awaken, Merceau. Prithee, surrender not to such machinery. Locked in. You were on a streak and you broke it, I know! I'm so upset! God, thou art unharmed? I am alright. Why don't you get down from the gallows for now, Merceau? Dante, I left you in charge of the sinners for 5 minutes, and you have one of them hanged in the middle of the lobby. Yeah. Virgilius and Faust, who returned just as this incident occurred, were both glaring at us with expressions that were anything but friendly. I need more iced tea, that's what it is. And alcohol. As expected from our goat Merceau. Dude, Merceau could like actually get hung and he would walk it off. You know what he would do? He would tech the news and do his Aegis setups. That's what he would do. The adventure of the 3 detectives. You know, I really thought that my low stamina would be an issue for this, but if these are all going to be dialogue chapters, I don't think it will. Okay, I can clearly see that you're both accusing me of letting the sinners run wild again, but we had our reasons. We have reached an agreement. And you explain things to them, right? Please tell me that the agreement doesn't involve us collectively dangling from that stupid gallows. A 10 billion on is certainly an absurd amount of money. But that doesn't change the fact that we were still responsible for it. We did benefit from the extra time it granted us, and its use was something that wasn't mutually agreed upon before our unilateral activation. Because it was an unexpected event, no countermeasures could be put in place either. Yeah, but we didn't exactly have a whole lot of time to debate whether I was allowed to slow down time or not. I mean, we didn't even have time to discuss if it was possible. We really had to think on our feet back then. I felt a bit miffed about being treated as though I was somehow at fault for this. If you plan to sacrifice one of us to settle the debt, I request that you evaluate our worth based on individual merit. I have prepared performance evaluation sheets for each sinner precisely for one such occasion. On the last pages of those evaluation sheets are extra opinions that I don't plan on leaving any of you behind to take the fall for the group. Besides, 10 billion on isn't that kind of money you could just settle with the sacrifice of an individual. It's not? Could be. Good luck with the battles. Oh god, I already know that the time diddler is gonna be stupid. He's got a bunch of mechanics. Marcel's Canto is gonna be awesome, considering that 2 out of 3 sinners, excluding Don, to have someone or did have someone in N-Corp has an important relation to them. Dude, N-Corp's just like low-key goated. Well, not like goated, but it's just really cool. Ugh. I don't think it's a coincidence that N-Corp is when the game like really took off. Canto 3. Those guys are so cool. But we did eventually find a reasonable compromise. We were wasting your time horsing around in front of the gallows. And that compromise is, we have been contracted to deal with the distortion. Oh, I guess we're really starting to put our names out there if they specifically sought us out to deal with this distortion. I don't think that they sought us out specifically. I think we're just in 10 trillion billion million on of debt. Time diddler? Yeah. He's gonna diddle your time. They have sought out other fixers and companies to deal with this issue. Oh my god, whoa. My voice fully gave out there. I need more iced tea. I did spend like all day yelling at work yesterday, and then I played Overwatch till 1 in the morning, and then I was playing Overwatch before the stream, and now I'm doing very slight voice acting for the characters, so my voice is, I guess, struggling a little bit. They have sought out other fixers and companies to deal with this issue first. We were their 6th choice after the first 5 failed to produce a meaningful result. Gotcha. Well, the stories are starting to circulate via word of mouth. I will not deny that. So what kind of distortion are we dealing with this time? This is a request regarding a series of similar unsolved cases within T-Corp's borders. Some call it the case of Timekilling Time! Several people have already fallen victim to the perpetrator. The case of Timekilling Time. It is exactly what it says on the tin. The distortion is running wild, killing our time. Time is an asset here at T-Corp. It is not so difficult for us to track down the occasional time robberies by tracing it, but in the case of Timekilling Time, the killer does not leave behind any traces. It is simply gone, completely removed and untraceable. No such thing has ever happened here before, thus the significance of this case cannot be emphasized enough. That is why we formally request that you solve this case for us. In return, we will exempt you from your time tax debts. Thus arriveth once again my time to shine! According to a book I have perused in recent days, any and all detectives working to solve cases of urban nightmare or beyond are issued this special investigator badge during the course of their employment. 'Tis a badge that may as well be a universe pass to command all kinds of aid regarding the detectives? Fixers! We plan to issue you those badges, yes. Wahoo! Much have I longed to add one such badge to my collection. Perchance thou shalt allow us to keep the badges once this case is dealt with. Nay, I demand that I be awarded at least 3 badges, one for my private collection, one for display, and one for business, so that... Shut it, lass. Right, what are we waiting for? Let's crack on, whack this distortion, and get the hell out of here. I hate dealing with money problems. I value your enthusiasm, but I would also That's not the Virgilius voice. I value your enthusiasm, but I would also appreciate if you could allow others to finish their sentences before cutting them off and going on a long tangent of your own. The problem is that they don't want all 13 of you running amok in an effort to solve the case. Indeed, I can't have your entire group run wild into the streets and potentially waste the precious time of our residents. Also, the Special Investigator Badge isn't something that T-Corp hands out like candy. We can't give away a whole box of badges for all 13 of them. I concur, to a degree. You should hear what you would you sound like when you said fixers? It probably just destroyed my noise suppression. It probably did. I can only imagine how jank my audio setup is. Otis, who has continuously and consistently suggested that we cut down the number of sinners, was the first one to welcome this offer. We should have done something like this a long time ago. What use is there in hauling around all these dead weights? We will leave the useless pawns behind to wait in the bus while the elite team of high-performing individuals takes care of business. You seem rather confident that you'd be a part of that elite team of high-performing individuals, Otis. It's ridiculous to even suggest otherwise. Alright, enough with your nonsense.
So how many of us will be allowed to work on this case anyway? Virgilius trailed off, clearly unhappy about this outcome. They have decided that 4 individuals, including the managers, an appropriate amount of people allowed to partake in this investigation.
God, I want to keep doing voices, but my throat is like, it's dying.
That's not a lot. Accepted. We barely managed to get the authorization for 4 after much debate. Then you have wasted your breath. A tag team of the executive manager and I will be more than enough to handily complete this mission. Right, so it all comes down to my choice, huh? 3 sinners. Gee, I wonder if he's going to pick Hong Lu and Ryoshu and Rodion, the 3 sinners in the key artwork. Wait, is the gimmick for this intervallo going to be 3 sinner battles? Pretty cool if true. So many eyes are upon me. Not that I've ever had them all look at me at the same time before, but this pressure is on a completely different level than when it comes to making judgment calls like these. Looks like the manager is deep in thought, but pointlessly agonizing over something like this is a waste of time. I'm taking volunteers first, so let's see some hands. Quickly now. Forsooth! I shan't hesitate before such excellent opportunity! Maybe it's finally my time to shine? Oh, I don't even need to ask me, alright? Let's get on with it.
Yes, it will be. Hell yeah. Hope you have a good idea for Ryoshu and Hong Lu. I have Ting Tang Hong Lu. And I have Heisho Ryoshu? Oh no, that wasn't. I'm not raising my hand, I'm just cleaning my glasses. This is no simple matter. I've not been with so few sinners before, except for that one time when we accidentally walked to the outskirts through a back door. So I have to take this slow and really consider all possible angles. What a mess. It would be too much trouble for me to listen and debate all the arbitrary limitations they set, so allow me to make the choices for you this time, Dante. Well, I don't think there's too big of a gap between them when it comes to their capabilities, but they all excel in different situations. Dante, are you listening? I just said that I'll be the one to choose your companions. No, I need to consider more than just their individual capabilities. Some of them work better when paired together, but it's also true that haphazardly pairing them together might end up making a team less than the sum of its parts. It's all about building team synergy. Wait, didn't Rodion say something about how people born in December and August don't mesh well together? And the sinners who will accompany Dante to solve this case are... I have to choose someone who can support me. Calmly assess the situation and refrain free from biased judgment when making smart, rational decisions on the fly. The sinners who fit that description are... Do we have anyone like that? I still have to choose someone, though. Damn it, I've got it. I choose Faust, Merceau, and Yi Sang. Rodion, Ryoshu, and Hong Lu. Huh? Oh, wait. Huh? You're good. If there's a problem, you could borrow. Oh, I was already gonna borrow. Don't worry. Dante selected me, Merceau, and Yi Sang. Haven't you even been listening, Dante? I have certain things to discuss with Miss Faust regarding our upcoming journey. But she was not an option. Yi Sang was immediately ruled out before even meeting the adjourned. I can read. Yi Sang was immediately ruled out before even meeting the adjourned. Before the meeting adjourned, due to his history of developing an authorized mentioned D-Corp. Merceau did not volunteer. There was no reason to volunteer. Though I may have been disallowed from joining this investigation, I am truly grateful for your appreciation, Dante. I shan't soon forget this. Wait, that's, Hey, Otis, you know that's not at all what I meant. I just thought that we needed someone skilled and experienced like you to effectively manage all the remaining sinners while we're... Aha. Okay. I really soured the mood, didn't I? I can read, sure you can, buddy. Hey, believe it or not, I can. I have a certification in reading. The 3 of them, whom I didn't even imagine in my wildest dreams would be hanging out together, all turned to look in my direction. Oh, just the 3 of us, huh? A trio is such an eye-catching number, isn't it? See, Rhodia I get, but why'd the 2 of you volunteer? Thought it sounded F-A-H. Fun as hell.
The greater the quantity and diversity of experience, the better it is. Don Quixote tragically drops her head to the ground, crestfallen. I have no one else to blame but my slightly lower vertical placement in this world. Indeed, that must be why Sir Virgilius has failed to catch my impassioned hand. Don Quixote sobbed, dramatically lamenting how Virgilius did not even bat an eye in her direction, despite her being the first one to raise her hand. I'm pretty sure that wasn't the only reason he didn't pick her. This is my final legacy I bestow upon thee. What's all this? A book, a magnifying glass, and are these clothes? 'Tis my treasure, my collection. Prithee, be gentle with them. Oh, but why are you carrying these 3 sets of clothing? One for my private collection, one for display, and one for business, verily. Is that not obvious to thee? Records of investigation. Solutions to the 13 problems by Agatha? Huh. Someone's autographed it.
So who's this Agatha?
Fie, how are ye all so ignorant in the lore of fixers? Once she was a grade 1 fixer who was so prolific that she may as well have been the face of the 7 Association. Truly? No one? Most people don't know those lore, Don Quixote. Cumbersome clothes. How wilt thou call this up an ace detective when not dressed appropriately for the occasion? Here, 'tis only right that the leading ace detective adorn her countenance with a special mustache. Look, Lady Agatha says in the foreword to this book that any self-respecting ace detective must always dress themselves in impeccable fashion. Don Quixote just let go. So, I mean, I'm sure everyone has their reasons, but how come you didn't get picked for this, Ishmael? Didn't get picked? I never volunteered. Hey, it's not every day you get a legitimate chance to get some free paid time off without breaking company rules. I wasn't about to let that chance slip. True! Oh my gosh, she's so base, actually. I'm putting her back at the top of the tier list. I guess I did have some last minute regrets when I saw who Virgilius picked, but I'll just relax for a bit and jump in to help him out when needed. Oh, good luck. While call us the Elite Four. How's that? That's copyrighted. While the self-proclaimed Elite Four runs around T-Corp, why don't we find a place to take the edge off and unwind? How unfortunate. T-Corp did not authorize the rest of the sinners to run about unmonitored. You must understand that we simply cannot let individuals responsible for 10 billion ons worth of time tax roam free without proper collateral. Looks like they have temporary lodgings for those who have failed to pay their time tax. Virgilius was pointing at what was clearly a jail cell. Are you certain that's the lodging guide? I'm going to jail? Yep, as living collaterals apparently. It'll be fine! Hey, bet you'll look fondly back at this memory when it's all said and done, okay? We'll be right back, so be nice and stay put. Nice. This jail cell at least has some heating. Wait, what happens if they just leave and don't come back? We'll be seeing them again after 10 billion odds worth of time passes, I guess. What? Hey, wait, get back here. That's more than enough time to finish weaving on the loom. Calm down, alright? We'll be back before you even... Thou shalt return triumphantly as a glorious band of ace detectives! Mark my words. We set off on a journey after receiving the aforementioned special investigator badges, leaving the chaotic screaming and hollering of the remaining sinners behind. Yo, electric screaming? After a while, all we could hear was the sad intermittent clattering of metal as someone violently shook the steel bars. Alright, looks like everyone's ready then. Let's get a move on and have a little chit-chat with the third victim. Let's see, the case records say that, there it is. Just a stone's throw away. Huh? Huh? What do you mean, huh? Look at the record. It clearly states that neither of the first 2 victims is in a communicative state. How unfortunate. No, I mean, why are you coming along with us? I'm sorry, but we're not taking sidekick applications right now. Go away. Shoo. Incorrect. One of us will be joining your team. We were going to send an employee with you so we can receive immediate updates regarding your investigation process. Did you see Heathcliff? Oh, fuck, I wasn't paying attention. I was just looking at Dawn. Pull the stick out your ass. We plan to send a Class 2 staff with you, but you're... Me? Class 5. See the badge? The chatterbox and an employer replied cheerfully as he produced a twinkling badge from his clothes. Apologies for failing to recognize you, sir. I scarcely expected to see a Class 5 auditor all the way down here. That guy's a Class 5 staff? Really? Class 5. Heathcliff was going me. Bro was zonked out. Bro was snoozing. That's crazy. Class 5 is the highest rank one could reach as a wing employee, right? Yeah, I thought so too. Well, don't be so sure. It depends on which wing you're talking about. Who knows, maybe there are Class 12 or even Class 20 employees out there. Get it? Got it? Good. Let's get a move on. We stared in silent bafflement at the employee who had already stormed out of the building, then hurriedly followed him out the door. Isn't it absolutely brilliant? The very concept of killing time. They're not slowing down or speeding up, they're eliminating it completely, just yanking it out of circulation. So, your name is... Mai? Relax and call me however you want. Names are such unimportant things, aren't they? No, names matter. Really? You never call anyone by their names, though? Relax and call you however we want. But you're obviously here to be our leader. I actually do like that. Ryoshu does have nicknames for, like, everyone. Or is that Rodian that has nicknames for everyone? No, it's Rodian. Rodian has nicknames for everyone. Ryoshu just never says anyone's name, because she's Ryoshu, and she's awesome. That's true. That does make things a tad awkward, doesn't it? Let me think. I've got it. You're all dressed like detectives. Why don't you consider me your ever-helpful assistant who tags along to your adventures? Okay, but still... Ryoshu, who was staring off into the distance while puffing her cigarette, suddenly spoke up just as Rodeo was about to retort. Assistant, lead us. Right away, ma'am. What's the difference between me and What's the difference between being an assistant and a servant? You know, my family used to employ... They sure warmed up to him fast. I don't want to know who your family used to employ, Honglu. You scare me. 40 lunacy for me. Oh god, more reading. Oh god. Oh god, more reading. Oh god. Where is he? Where is he? I couldn't see him! I was looking for Heathcliff. Wait, I can look at it on my phone. As the stream catches up, I can look at it. Come on. God, how delayed is the stream? Jesus Christ. Oh, there he is. Yeah, bro snoozing. bro is zonked. That's awesome. Let's see, the third victim in the case is this watch factory's... Hold up. The obviously gaudy and expensive suit. The meticulously trimmed and shaped mustache. The third victim must be the owner of this factory. Assistant, confirm my deductions. You're right on the money, detective. We're off to a great start. Foo-hoo. We are detectives working on the case of Timekilling Time. My name is... Bro, he sounds like me! He sounds like me! What's going on? Ryoshu, detective. He sure is a fast talker. He's talking way faster than Merceau did when we reviewed those chickens. He's talking so fast. It's like someone pressed a fast forward button in him or something. I can't understand a thing coming out of his mouth. He's someone who has a lot of time. What's that supposed to mean? An average T... Oh, God. Lock in. Are you planning to just go around the energy? We're going to use boxes. I'm going to go for like another hour, most likely. So if I need boxes, I'll use boxes. But with how many cutscene chapters there are, I don't think I'm going to need the boxes. Okay, lock in, lock in. An average T-Corp citizen has about 20 to 28 hours in a day, but you might also run into someone like him. People have plenty of time to spare because they have so much surplus time they can afford to condense 50, 40 hours into... I read those backwards! I was doing good, but I read the numbers backwards! Into a single day. And to people with fewer hours in a day, it'll look as though he's moving 2-3 times faster than them. Someone with that much time could pick their nose in the blink of an eye before anyone even has a chance to catch them in the act. Canto 8 is already here? Dude, Canto 8 it's out right now! I'm playing it right... This is Canto 8! It looks a little different, but you know, yeah, it's Canto... No, Canto 8 is like 3 days away. It comes out on Wednesday. Ew. I gave Rhodia a quick look of concern. She has to do something before Ryoshu snaps his neck completely. A quick look, as in a brief flicker of the flames burning on my clock. Would you mind slowing down a bit? I'm just worried that you're at a serious risk of becoming a victim of a completely different, slightly more fatal crime. He shook his head in frustration, very rapidly that is, before activating what appeared to be a voice recorder. It began to play his voice back at us. Pleased to make your acquaintance. My name's Bumble, a proud proprietor of this watch factory. Apologies for this awkward method of communication. You see, my days are 52 hours long. I used to live for 100-hour days in my heyday, but the things have taken a turn for the worse at the factory in recent years.
52 hours? I'm on Canto 5, bro, don't judge me. Don't worry, I'm on the way to Canto 7. If you're on Canto 5, this is spoilers, so depending on how you feel about spoilers, you might not want to stick around. To me, it looks as though you're all talking very, very, very slowly. I must say, it's quite frustrating, but I'm willing to suffer this annoyance as long as you can solve this case. You have 52 whole hours to spend in a single day? Gee, I can't even imagine what that would be like. Oh, I can tell you if you're that curious. It's a very, very full life, I must say. Having more time to spend in a day means I can get more things done in a day. Like sleeping 10 or more hours nights and having more than 40 hours left to spend. Good sleep really is the key to keeping your skin moist and fresh, indeed. I'll let you touch it if you want, Before Big Brother fight? Dude, Big Brother fight is so good. It's awesome. Bro's like me at a presentation.
Bro's like me talking normally. As though in an effort to demonstrate, Bumble was constantly zooming around the room, checking his documents, calling someone on the phone, even brushing his teeth while we stood there listening to his recordings. I don't care. Get to the point. It was one late evening. Let's see, like always, I was busily walking down the street. I had a very, very important meeting to attend to, you know. All of a sudden, an attack? No, I just happened to recall that I left the bacon on the kitchen counter at home. I should have left it covered with District 23's purple salt. My second oldest aunt used to sprinkle that salt all the time. The point. Well, so I stopped briefly, looking up at the clock tower and wondering if I should head back home and salt the bacon. And that's when the time ripper struck. The clock tower. Each one of the 12 zones at T-Corp has a clock tower that displays A-Corp's standard timescale. Because everyone has different hours spent in a day, their watches sync with their respective timescales as well. So to tell the real objective time, one would have to check the clock tower.
I let it at that fight, so I don't know yet. I think I'm going to get destroyed because I'm underleveled. I've got like 3 good IDs. My advice for that fight, if you're struggling with it, is to either figure out how to optimize your skill board so you have skill 3s ready when you need them to nuke down Ricardo and get a stagger, or just borrow a Zai Ishmael. What Canto is this? This is Intervallo... Which one? Intervallo 4? This is between Canto 6 and Canto 7. Oh. That's pretty neat. Alright, you two, let's focus on the important stuff. Let's see, how about we start with the physical description? A fine tailored suit. Huh. A tailored suit? A bit fancy for someone called the Time Ripper, don't you think? It must have cost me about 58 million on. Of course, since it was tailor-made, its comfort was beyond human imagination. Wait, what?
Oh, and how could I forget? This impressive yet keenly shaped mustache. Hey, I wasn't talking about your own physical description. One more chance until I snap your neck completely. Oh, you mean the murderer's appearance? Well, let me think. I don't recall anything. It just happened so fast that... How did it feel to have your own time killed? Was it painful? Can you not ask something like that with such a big grin on your face? Nope, it was just... 100 hours has gone in the blink of an eye. I missed my very important appointment thanks to that. I'll have you know, I suffered so much damages,
Hey, what's up, Phoenix? I cheesed Ricardo with Enclair and Molar Ishmael, make things a bit easier.
I didn't even do that much. I complained to my friends. I was like, what the fuck? I can't do that much damage! He's just gonna kill me! And they said, use Zwei Ishmael. I have one on my support list. And then I used the Zwei Ishmael, and I killed him really, really hard.
Only ideas I have is Enfaust, Fire Gregor, Painter Yisang, and Otis with Blades. Otis with Blades. You mean Barber Otis? Or what Otis with Blades is there? I can't think.
Seven Otis. That makes more sense. Painter Yi Sang could be a good solution when Ricardo has the trial debuff on. If you get good luck on Sanguine Pointillism, you might be able to do enough damage fast enough to get him to a stagger. Gah, 100 hours. You lost a whole week in the blink of an eye? Huh? Nope, 100 hours is just 2 days for me or so. Still, you have no idea how much I lost because of those 2 days. Ripping away time, huh? An invention that enables something like that was certainly win the Inventor of the Year award, and the loads of prize money that comes with it. T-Corp really values and supports its inventors, you know? One with lightning. Lightning, that's probably W Corp. I don't think Heisho has lightning. Well, it could have lightning. No, it has like wind effects, doesn't it? Some people say that once upon a time, T-Corp's executive director himself showed up to bestow the awards. I guess once an inventor is always an inventor. I say that he probably wanted others to carry on its inquisitive spirit. I've seen the ceremony once, and he was giving away autographs. Okay, I can't do the whole reading fast with assistant thing anymore. It's already destroying my brain. W Corp, I think. Your team seems a little all over the place. And it might just be because you don't have a lot of IDs, and that's fine. But Canto 5 is around the point where like you kind of want to start building into an archetype if you can. Building into like a certain team comp. Like for me, that's when I decided to pivot into Bleed. I was running a lot of Kurokuma units at that time. Again, if you don't have a lot of stuff with synergy, that's also fine. You're just gonna need to kind of rely on really strong carry units. Like Painter Yi Sang is one of those. If you go to like your support list, maybe you could find like a Wild Hunt Heathcliff as well. Azwai Ishmael. What other good hyper carry units are there? Manager Dawn, if you're capable of like really building into Bleed. Multi-Crack Faust, she's charged, she could go good with W Otis. Or even W Dawn. She'd go great with W Otis. So definitely try to get a little bit of synergy going. Because right now, like what, you have Rupture, you have a little bit of Bleed, you have Burn. You're all over the place. So try to centralize if you can. Drink water. I don't have water, I have iced tea. Oh god, he's yapping again. Here we go. Lock in. But every invention at T-Corp needs to be registered with the Technology Administration Agency, though it is not without a few exceptions. There once was a time where a rogue group of inventors called the League of Nine Literators made some inventions that they neglected to register. And wow, what a mess that was. Every single corner of T-Corp was up in arms. Everyone dashing about in a panic, making arrests, holding important meetings while It was that big of a deal? I can't even imagine how hard it must have been for Yi Sang. Alright, so is there anything like that registered in T-Corp's tech agency? Mine was budget sinking, so I got Barbara Otis and Princess Rhodium from Season 5 3-star ticket. I got super lucky and just happened to get a lot of good Bleed IDs, and that's why I ended up building into Bleed. And also Manager Dawn existed, and Dawn is my favorite, so of course I had to build around her. So I just got super lucky, super fortunate. Pulls. You could have started there, you know. What if this is a power granted by the distortion? Meanwhile, Ryoshu, who was completely uninterested in the conversation, stared off into the distance. She looked out the factory window and let out another puff of smoke before muttering quietly to herself. No killer, no corpses. Well, yeah, no one's actually dead. And we don't even know where the killer is. Who could it be, I wonder? Someone who took a liking to my very expensive suit, I say. Disagree. Your suit's shit. Aww. Besides, if I really wanted to kill you... Me? Why would you... I'd have to be able to move as fast as you do. I won't be able to get a good aim at your vitals otherwise. Ryoshi strode towards him before suddenly breaking into a charging sprint. Bumble rapidly stumbled back in terror, but Ryoshi was fast enough to close the distance and press her scabbard into his neck despite the disparity in time. Gah! Just like this. Whoa, I thought she was actually about to beat the crap out of him with that scabbard. Dawn is the center of Bro's build. Yeah, Dawn is my main DPS. Firefist Gregor is Mr. Win Rate, so if you don't have other bleed, he could fit in. Yeah, Firefist is also another really good carry ID you could use. That'd be case closed then, All we'd have to do is arrest Ryoshu. You scared the heck out of me! Well, I suppose that villain didn't really stab me in my vitals or whatever, but he did appear all of a sudden, just like you did, I see, so the killer isn't just running around ripping time away from random people left and right. Yes, the killer was going specifically for that ass. The boy left behind by Sinclair's absence was much bigger than I thought. I meant that annoying stupid stash. Not having that kid here is frustrating. No way, can you think of a single person who hates someone like me? I can think of more than a few. He's done nothing wrong! He's so silly. I say it must have been the work of some bandit who wanted to try on my tailored suit. Oh, what about your employees? Lady Agatha's book says that to find the culprit, we must first look at the victim's immediate circle. I have no idea if that book Don Quixote gave us earlier is actually helping, but I suppose it's at least worth a very good page turner. Hong Lu can't seem to be able to tear his eyes away from it. Maybe I should check it once too, once we get back to the bus. Yeah, that works. Then the culprit has to be someone who hates the owner so much, enough to try to take his time and take his suit. Nuh-uh, that seems quite implausible, as you can see. What? The laborers in this factory, they're all working so slowly, like they're moving through molasses. Oh, most factory laborers like them usually live rather short 10-hour days, most of which they spend at their factory jobs anyway. What did you say? Oh, that's right, her whole gimmick is, eat the rich, give to the poor. Is this Intervalo gonna be like actual Rhodian character development? Because her actual Canto was kind of poop. It was literally her going like, nah, I'm not gonna develop, and then not developing. Listen up, everyone. Our output gain only saw 13% growth compared to last month's growth. Have I not impressed upon you how important this was? We'll be falling behind profit margin projectors at this rate. Bumble hollers at them in frustration. The laborers very slowly turn their heads to look up at the factory owner. Even that simplest action taking an excruciatingly long time to complete. Slight development, yeah. But, it's impossible to work any faster than... Whew, how bothersome, less complaining, more assembling, use your times effectively, chop chop, You have no idea how frustrating it has been for me as of late, Did you even know that the next batch of cogs have stopped all of a sudden, We could understand him thanks to the recorder next to us, but everyone out of his earshot would have no chance of understanding whatever he's talking about. Hey, Mr. Bumble, Canto 2 is an Intervalo? No, literally. Literally. From like the weirdly comedic tone to like the barely any development happening. It's really weird that Cantos 1 and 2 were the first Cantos. Because Canto 1 is all about setting up Gregor as like the outcast, and like he doesn't really get any sort of resolution to his story. And Canto 2 is like Rodian's fun comedy hour. And then Canto 3 is when we like actually start to lean into a formula. That's when we start to get the kind of build up and payoff that we're seeing in all the future Cantos. So it's really weird that they started off with 2 Cantos that break the mold. You're talking way too fast for them to understand, you know that? How do you expect them to understand a thing you're saying? So, it's not me who's too fast, it's them who are too slow, Only hustlers and busy bees like myself who make the best of their time can rise above the best in this chaotic, bustling city, Now you see why Bumble is hateable? Yeah, I get it now. He's so silly, but also fuck him. Canto 3 was peak, I love the Chromer music. Dude, Between Two Worlds is such a banger. Everyone always rates it like at the bottom of their Limbus Millie song tier lists. Which sucks, but I also get it. I get it because all the other Millie songs are just better in comparison. But Between Two Worlds is still really good. What do y'all think of Canto 4? Canto 4 is really good. I think if I had to order the Cantos and how much I like them, Canto 6 is my favorite so far. Canto 5 just slightly below it. Then Canto 3, Canto 4, Canto 2, Canto 1, Canto 2. Canto 2 is like 4 more tiers below that. Don beating the shit out of Sinclair with pure cinema. Like, let me be clear though. Everything, Canto 6, 5, 4, 3, and even 1 are all really good. And then Canto 2 is like way below all of them. It's so much worse. What? You know that's a load of bull. How are they supposed to hustle or make the best of their times when they're practically nailed to the floor? And with what time? Rhodia, hey. I don't think someone like him will ever understand what you're talking about. He was born and raised in T-Corp after all. Hey, assistant, you're a Class 5 employee, right? Aren't you supposed to be a big shot? Do you seriously think that there's anything normal about any of this? Normal? Dear detectives, do you happen to be returning from a round trip across every single nest in the city, all the way from A to Z? Can you confidently say that you've seen all there is to see? Not really, but then give this idea a thought, why don't you? That the notion of what is normal is just a mirage conjured by the downtrodden and the suffering? That is to say, that suffering is just a part of life in the city, regardless of which nest you're in. I don't see any suffering in that mug of Mr. 50-hour days right there. Such harsh words. I have my share of pain. I'll have you know that. I've been waiting for something to get finished for a while. Do you know how much of a pain it is to wait for something but also have too much time in your day? It's so tedious. I have too much money. I can't spend it all. Oh, woe is me. I hate him now. I get it. The worst part of Canto 4 is the pacing is super slow. Yeah, no, Canto 4, it took so long. I really didn't like that. And the worst part is I didn't realize how long it was until it was over. That thing's like 50 chapters, I think. It's insane. Isn't it like 54? I don't remember. There's a lot of text though. Bumble gently fixed his mustache and hair before caressing his expensive coat with care. He's too rich. The White Scarved League. Oh, yeah, we did just discuss this, didn't we? Alright. I have Edgar. I mean, I probably should go Poise just because, can't afford a lot of untranslated Korean puns. I mean, yeah, we were just talking earlier about, Yi Sang's name. How about how Yi Sang sounds like... Yi Sang is the same word as ideal and sounds like odd. Like... Between the puns and just the slow pacing, I get why people wouldn't like Canto 4. I'm thinking we go Butler Ryoshu. Ting Tang just seems like a safe bet. And... I mean, fucking... Scraping the bottom of the barrel here, I have to use Princess. I don't imagine these are going to be hard fights, though. Because, I mean, dude, we have 3 sinners. And very specific sinners at that. Yi Sang, yeah. Yeah, let me get her leveled up. Oh. Do I dare want to take the intermission here? Clack clack. I'll like give it half attention while I keep yapping. But what I think of Cromer, I think Cromer is really fucking cool. I absolutely loved what they did there, because when I was playing through Canto 2 and like the big mob boss guy who was just a robot was there, I was like, I was confused. I was like, is this a real person or is this straight up just a robot? So like getting an in-depth look at like prosthetics in the city was really cool, especially as someone whose first Project Moon game is Limbus, who doesn't know like a lot about the lore of the Mooniverse of the city. It was really nice kind of like insight there. I'm skipping this. I'll read it later. You didn't get full stop Hong Lu? Dude, I wasn't playing when full stop dropped. I wasn't playing. I literally cannot have full stop Hong Lu. Oh my god, I have a lot of tickets. Jesus. God. Yeah. Damn. Bam. Get to level 45. That's you. I can level up Ting Tang as well, I guess. 30. Tough luck. I hope Kramer comes back. Her death was so sudden and empty. I don't think her death was sudden and empty. I mean, it was after the boss fight. She got no-diffed by Demian, and that was really funny. But, I mean, hey, if you ever want to see her again, go to Mirror Dungeon. 45, 45, 45. Okay, we're good. Ah. Shit, peak? Like the association? There's a peak association? That's crazy. Guess it doesn't really matter what order we deploy them in. I don't know how Butler Yoshu works. You apply the mark and then that gives you attack weight, right? Maybe you could put the script on a line of thought. What kind of people, Rhodia, do you think hate rich people? Who do you think people would hate people like who do you think would hate people like me? Me, I fucking hate him. I don't hate him. I don't hate him. Oh, she association, no. In Ruina, I think that they're pretty good from what I've heard. But in Limbus, I'm tugging on my collar right now. Kind of ass. Read the upside story now, you coward. No. Smile. No. Well, except for my family. If I ever do get murdered under mysterious circumstances, I'm willing to bet that it's one of my family members who did me in. Or Heathcliff. Huh? Canto 8 lore? That's a pretty dark joke. The culprit went straight for Bumble, but his employees literally can't move fast enough to have done that. None of them look like distortions either. Yes. If the culprit's hiding among these slowpokes, Clock would have noticed it. Then that narrows the culprit down to someone unrelated to this factory. Someone without much time. Someone who's got a bone to pick against the time rich. Or it could be someone who's unhappy about the state of affairs in T-Corp Nest. Also, while Dante could be right that this power was granted by a distortion, nothing rules out the possibility that they may be using an unregistered invention. Honglu's days are numbered? 3 days! He has 3 days left. Then he will be impaled for sport. More than a single culprit, huh? Wait, I think I know an organization that might fit that exact description. No way, I doubt it. They don't ever take drastic actions like these anymore. Even back at J-Corp. Wow, that's some coincidence, isn't it? I happen to know of a group of people just like them. Sometime later, in a certain alleyway. A group of people unhappy with the state of affairs in the Nest. Perhaps you're looking for the Eurodivvy? Ah, that rings a bell. Isn't your friend the founder of that organization? The white-haired guy? Rhodia stopped dead in her tracks. The Eurodivvy. Here? Do you know something about that organization? I did hear that they've been spreading through the nests as of late, though it hasn't been long since they started popping up within T-Corp's borders. So direct T-Corp employees like myself have been stationed all over the nest to question any suspicious individuals. Methinks it's a real bother. Standing guard here, all the stop and search, it's so tedious. No, not Daimon, Demian. Did I say Daimon? My mistake. The Sinclair ego was so good though, why couldn't Don get that? Don got the funny Chinese ego, so it balances out. So what are the Eurodivvy up to around here? Action of 17 days until Honglu gets impaled because the battle pass comes out in parts. Ah, true. True. No, it's Demian with like an E. The E and the A are swapped. It's not Damien, it's Demian. But I don't blame you for not remembering that because he's shown up like twice just to mog Dante and then disappear. All kinds of stuff that petty thieves get up to, stealing things like time or money. Well, I did hear they also do some pro bono detective work for people who can't afford the time or money to hire people, and... Wait, stop right there. You, what are you looking around all shifty for, eh? It's a stop and search. It's Red Hat Guy again! Oh, hey, I'm just trying to walk away from that lady with the cig and the creepy glare! Where can we find them? The Euro Divvy. Well, it probably ain't too difficult. Let's see there. Honglu! A sudden explosion tore Honglu to shreds as he was peeking around an alleyway. Speak of the devil. Maybe I should have activated their badges earlier. Activate our badges? Ooh, starting off with a bang, huh? Good luck, Dante. Let's bring him back. Gotcha. Turning the clock now. Wait, you could bring him back? There! The explosion came from that way! Damn watch changed to T-Corp. Here to collect your filthy dues, eh? Okay, no time to explain, right? Let's talk about that later. That shows at the end of every CANTO just to aura farm. No, literally! I'll be real, I cannot bring myself to get in. Oh, what's this? The badge. So they get an insta-heal. That's cool. No, I literally cannot bring myself to get invested in like the overarching plot that Limbus is trying to build. That's my biggest flaw with the game. Because the way they do it is they'll just have like a very mysterious cryptic cutscene dangled in front of your face and then yank it away because the next main story chapter doesn't come out for half a year. So I just can't break myself to give a shit. I don't care about Herman, I don't care about Demian, I don't care about Asaya, I don't give a shit. Like, maybe once Limbus is already like, we got all the main story chapters out of the way, everything's done, then I'll care. But right now, I don't care. It's just one of the unfortunate side effects of a live service game. Ryoshi, you gotta stop hitting tails. How do you get the Wild Hunt, Heathcliff, and Sancho? Sancho is a seasonal ID for Season 5 currently. You can only get her for the next 3 days until the season ends. Wild Hunt was Season 4, so he was not available this season unless he was on banner. But next season, he'll be available in the dispenser, so you can just get him with shards. And they are both really, really cool. Those are my two favorite IDs in the game, like by a long shot. Like, low-key, Heathcliff might be starting to eclipse Dawn as my favorite sinner. That's why I need to get to CANTO 7 ASAP so I can restore order and have Dawn be my favorite again. Oh, damn! I forgot he just reuses coins. The T-Corp enemies on MDH Infinite floor 9 to 10 is pure cancer. They starting to roll BS. Yeah, I've heard that T-Corp rolls insanely high. So I'm kind of scared for once I get the Timekilling Time theme pack after I beat this, but I will simply just never pick it. So GG. Oh, she's so cool. Like, damn, the other sinners, you don't even get their support passives. Like, I know that they're physically not there, so obviously you don't get their support passives, but it's just cool to, like, have such a small UI. I don't know, I like that. Do I not get attack weight? Or is that only on skill 3, maybe? Probably skill 3. Yeah, it is skill 3. Okay. Don't mind me just learning how my units work in real time. Only extract magic on Sancho in Season 6. You can only currently extract Wild Hunt. And then once Season 6 comes out, you can dispense Wild Hunt. Oh, that's right. Seasonal IDs can still be extracted. My fault. I forgot. Favorite sinners probably Gregor and Rodion. Wait till you finish CANTO 5. I guarantee that'll change. TKT got some good EO gifts only for Tremor. Okay, I don't have a Tremor team because I don't have a billion Honglu IDs to have the whole rainbow of Tremor effects. The rewinding clock? Yo, that's Dante! Oh my god! That's like the guy from Limbus Company! Holy shit! Redo that order. I want Honglu to get his skill slots first so I can use Mutilate. Retreat. Hey, participation trophy. Participation trophy? Is he talking to me? How on earth did you do that earlier? Tick tock, and voila! It seemed to me like you'd rewound the time and unrounded your friends. I've never seen a tech that could rewind time like that. Well, that's... trade secret. Ask and you shall receive pain. Fascinating. Aren't you terrified of time? As far as I'm aware, there's practically no way to rewind time for a singular entity that existed in an open and unenclosed area. Either that or my study didn't reach as far as I thought it did. Wait, no, it's actually a very serious problem then. I was very desperate, you know. It's very unlikely that I missed anything. You know what else is a serious problem? The fact that we're wasting our time chatting about inane stuff while they're getting away. Come on, Dante! Hold on, inane stuff? This is extremely serious. Its importance is absolutely incomparable to what amounts to arresting a few small fry of revolutionaries. If it was a true resurrection, then the head would have been after your heads already. So I doubt that's what this is, and it must have been something to do with time manipulation. I'm certain of it. Maybe it works the same mechanisms as the TT2 protocol under the hood. Nah, that works only within an isolated enclosure. It can't rewind time of a singular individual. Perhaps they're drawing time from elsewhere to inject it into their time streams? That seems a tad more plausible. If you're actually rewinding their time, then visual elements of that process would manifest in a vastly different manner. I suppose this means you can't really rewind or skip time either, then, am I right? You can't just say all that gibberish and expect me to be able to... The process also seemed to involve a great degree of pain. Oh well, it seems to me in bad taste to say that it's good news, but I can suppose I only say that what I'm about to tell you is somewhat auspicious. I'm going to get into the nitty-gritty only if you had to venture into one of the more dangerous places like the back streets, but here we go. Check the other side of your badges. There should be a small clockwork knob attached to your badges in there. Mind rotating it for me? The Class 5 staff jabbered on endlessly, zapping between numerous subjects within a matter of seconds before reaching out and pointing at the badges we were wearing. Not all Pixars specializing in investigations are strong enough to defend themselves in emergencies. That is what these special investigator badges are all equipped with, the same special function that goes into suits the higher-ranking staff members of T-Corp wear. It's called golden time. If you keep the clockwork wound, it will automatically speed up the body's natural regeneration process as soon as it detects the wearer is at risk of death. It's nothing compared to what you're capable of, but it's quite something, isn't it? How'd I do all that without stuttering?
Literally how? What is the reason Dante fave changed after?
Dante's face changing is probably some overarching plot thing that hasn't been revealed yet. In the, I think the reveal trailer for Limbus, or like one of the first trailers, it has shown that at some point in the story there will be like a massive apocalyptic event and the population will just plummet. So my theory is that when Dante's clock fully winds around, that's when that's going to happen. When we get to his Canto. That's my little pet theory.
Somebody hitting the building damage to T-Corp Dawn.
Dude, T-Corp Dawn seems like so much fun. I hate that she's Tremor, because I don't want to play Tremor.
Tremor's very fun, saucy, you guys, but a bit much on micro sometimes. A bit much? A bit much?
How many variations of Tremor are there? There's Tremor Amplitude, Tremor Reverb, Tremor Superposition, Tremor Delay, there's the red one. I don't even think that's all of them. I think there's also like a blue one.
Like,
I don't know, bro. There's too much to Tremor. Year 985? I think so, yeah. Of course, it takes some time for it to refill once its charge is spent. If you run out of uses, then I suppose it all comes down to you, participation trophy. You'll have to take one for the team and then bring them all back yourself. You're willing to do that, but not willing to help us before we get torn to shreds, huh? I prefer that. Good. Who? Ready? Let's go after them then. I love this guy. This guy is so funny. Lament We Live play. Dude, that is going to be the Millie song for Dante's Canto. 300%. Dante is going to find out who he is. He's going to lament it. Realize that he's living a hell. And then he's going to fight like super turbo bad end 17 golden bows up the ass for Gilius. And that song's going to play. Where they run off to. I'm pretty sure they came this way. No more tracks. We wasted too much time in his boring lectures. Hey, assistant, are you sure it's okay for you to just saunter behind us like you're out on a picnic? Why would I run? I hate running. It's literally your job to arrest the Eurodivvy, isn't it? Is it though? My job at this precise moment is to keep my eyes on you and your investigation regarding the case of Timekilling Time, not making Eurodivvy arrests.
I only have blue Tremor and it's all I need. It's -3 Clash. That's insane. That's insane. Lament like Between Two Worlds? No, lament like In Hell We Live Lament. Like the thing that plays when you open the game. But
but you're a T-Corp employee! Okay, fine, let's say if I decided to run instead of walk and helped you capture those zero-DB rascals. What then? Will T-Corp suddenly stop having problems just because they're gone? Will this place suddenly transform into some kind of humanitarian paradise? Not to mention that as long as their leader runs free, they'll be back before you know it. If it's not obvious by now, I headcanon this guy talking like Bedman in Guilty Gear Xrd. So kill them all. If we do kill them all, that only opens up room for a worse syndicate to take their place. If that happens, that collector friend from earlier might end up suffering from something much, much worse than having to stop and search random passersby. Not to mention that I'll be getting muscle cramps from all the running. That's... Besides, isn't your friend one of them? Weird, I thought you wouldn't want me to arrest them. Right? I thought Rodeo would be a bit happier to be reunited with the Eurodivvy. Well, since it looks like the trail's gone cold, let's go back to the stop and search lady. Let's ask if she's noticed anything suspicious since we left. Is there something I have to watch out for when I fight Ahab? Ishmael's passive. She's gonna be just constantly leaking SP. But she also is going to get a lot better at clashing, so it's kind of like mixed. Other than that, just read skill effects and pay attention. Ahab can be very difficult. I like you specified Xrd Bedman. Well, we all know what happens with Strive Bedman. He isn't very vocal in that game. Well, actually, when you super, he does scream, but you know. Watch out for Cha Maganera. Yeah. Whenever Ahab goes Cha Maganera, lock in. Lock in and start spamming AoE. Fine. The T-Corp employee... That's him! The Time Diddler! The T-Corp employee we met earlier was standing completely inert, not moving a muscle. Poor woman. I can't believe she's still on duty at such a late hour. Such is the life of a laborer. No. They got her. I can't even hear her breathing. That's the Time Ripper's MO. The Time Ripper got to her that fast? She's in a state of absolute stillness. A death-like state achieved without a thimble of blood in her hands. What a misophobic art... What does that even mean? I'm looking that up. Individual who experiences an intense and irrational fear of germs during contamination. Okay. Welcome back to Word of the Day. Alright, I don't know much about Strive. Strive Bedman is awesome, bro. That's like one of my favorite characters of all... It's just Bedman in general is one of my favorite characters of all time. But Strive Bedman specifically is like... That's peak fiction. That's actually peak fiction. Though she may be in a state of stasis to those of us watching from the outside. For her, this must be as brief as the blink of an eye. What do you do? I like Ryoshi just blowing smoke in her face. What do you think the culprit's trying to do with all that time? Dude, he's so silly, bro. Zoomed in, I love him. Germaphobe's old, cooler cousin, yeah. Guys, this is a crime scene. Let's try not to touch the body. I mean, the victim. Whoa, look! There must be some sort of spatio-temporal displacement superposition phenomenon going on here. World Tremor superposition? Holy shit! Usually Canto 6 making you Google a lot of word meanings. I don't remember half of it. Dude, I didn't understand like 80% of the stuff that happened in Canto 4, I'll be for real. And yet somehow by the end of it, I was still like, this is peak fiction. This is actually so good. Is this seriously the time to... Rudia, there, up ahead! I whipped around, noticing the now familiar sensation of a distortion, and caught a brief glimpse of a suspicious figure slowly slipping into the fog. That was him! The Time Diddler! You, stop! Ryoshi, think you can catch up? I'm not your hunting dog, but sure, I'll entertain you just this once. Ooh, she's pretty fast. Ryoshi sure moves fast when she finds something interesting. It's been a while since I've seen people like you, the kind who sprint forward with their eyes fixed on the horizon. Here, everyone only ever looks down, their necks bent and gaze locked to the ground, watching their own feet to take their halting steps. I suppose they only ever look up to check the time at the clock towers. But there must have been a time where everyone walked tall. I think I know why that is. It's because they all learned helplessness. Because they realized that even if they ran till their lungs burst, nothing will change. It doesn't matter. This is the same thing that I was talking about in one of the Canto 6 videos. that like this nest is so focused on just like work productivity, and like it's so hopeless and bleak. And that bleak hopelessness, that helplessness, is exactly what a nest as focused on labor would want. It's so fucked. But this is what I mean, like, Project Moon is so cool. This is so cool! How could you look at this and not go, oh, this is peak fiction? Yeah, not everyone can run like Merceau. Learning to maintain a stable breathing rhythm is not easy. Haha, that's not what I'm talking about. Wait, take a closer look at her face. Remember? It's the same face she was making earlier when she shouted, "It's a stop and search." Yeah, maybe she saw someone suspicious, approached them for a stop and search, and got ambushed. We should ask her when she recovers. Big Ben in the background, cause why not? Yeah. Yo, wait, is the city canonically Britain? That's crazy. I barely understand Canto 4, and then Fly Broken Wings play in its peak. Literally! Actually, bro. Canto 4 was easy except Spice Bush. Oh, do I need to put fuck.png back on the screen? Wait, where's fuck.png? Videos. Where did I put fuck.png? Should be in first one. Yep, here it is. This is what my Dombeck fight looked like. This is what my Spice Bush fights looked like. Don't worry, it's just a hard fight. I won this attempt, by the way. I love bleed. Whole city is effed up. Yeah, I'm getting that vibe. I'm getting that feeling. But we don't know when she'll recover. Sometime later. Catch. Are you sure you captured him alive? Hey, Ryoshu, doesn't he kind of look a bit different from the mysterious person that got away? He's clearly wearing something different. Besides, he's one of the Eurodivi we already ran into. Clothes are just husks that could be cast off at any moment. He started running as soon as our eyes met. Hey, rise and shine. Ugh, how am I the suspicious one? Anyone would run if someone like you started sprinting after them with that big sword in your hands. I have many, many ways to crush the truth out of you. First, no dismembering. This is the Eurodivi's turf. You'll soon regret dragging me down here. Prepared the secret weapon just for this occasion. Watch out! But nothing happened. What was that? Secret's basically Britain because Heathcliff is British. Oh, true! Wait, you're right. Riders multi-crack Faust with 2 skill slots beating the crap out of Dombeck based. I was in the same situation against Spice Bush with Otis at 80 HP and all my centers stolen, but she clutched. Hell yeah. One of the 5 greatest inventions of the Eurodivi T-Corp branch. The portable adjustment frequency periodical lightning apparatus attachment sound wave generator. This will call every single Eurodivi in its range to this exact location. PAFPLAAS. Plaf-plas. There, see what I mean? You see the problem prevalent among inventors? They never know when to stop when it comes to naming their inventions. You'll pay dearly for smacking me in the back of my noggin. Eurodivi fight. Let's kill them really hard. Who cares? I'm not gonna lose this. I'm awesome. I'm goated. Attack power up +4. Is that the badge? It's gotta be the badge doing that. I got pretty lucky. A few of my first rolls when starting out was Earl came from the standard banner. Dude, when I actually first started playing the game, Wild Hunt was on banner. If I had gotten Wild Hunt way back then, I don't think I ever would have stopped playing the game. There's a little bit of lore. I downloaded the game back when Season 5 was in its first month. And I played it and I was on my hater arc, so I was like, I don't like this. It's stupid and bad and cringe. So I just deleted the game after that, but then I came back. Around when Yield Their Flesh got its rerun. But there is a timeline where I could have had Wild Hunt. I could have been wild. Wait, why does he have blue tremor? Where'd he get blue tremor from? Oh, no reuse. He didn't hit heads. I lied, he doesn't need a reuse to hit heads. Where'd the blue tremor go? Tremor distribution? I'm not reading all that. I don't care. Win rate. I started playing in early March and I speedran it. Dude, I was speedrunning before I started this channel. Like, low-key, I was grinding this shit for like hours and hours. That's why I hated the Ricardo fight when I first got to it. Because I was like, no, I just want to keep playing the game! What do you mean the fights are hard? That's lame and cringe, I don't like that! No! But then I beat Ricardo and I was like, wait, this is awesome. Did you just say wild, like the wild hunt? Lament, mourn, despair? Dude, I gotta call my horse. Hold on. I gotta dial him up right now. Yo, dude, you gotta get over here. What do you mean you're busy? You're in a race? Horse race test? Get the fuck off my phone. My horse is busy. A trail gone cold. I don't know why I read that as a trail gone child. You're kidding me. I'm not spending a box. I'm not gonna be here for that much longer. You gotta be kidding me. Yo chat, let's take a quick Luxcavation break. Oh my god. That's funny. Cities the size of a continent infested with dangerous and bizarre monsters ruled by mega corporations. So it's America. It's just North America. That's not win rate. I need to burn as much time as possible. I beat Ricardo at Middle Dawn and Ishmael only. That's awesome. Dude, Middle Dawn looks like such a fun unit. Envy Resonance just looks like such a fun team comp. What do you think of the cow guy? Donovan? Dongrang. It's pretty cool. Dongrang is like when this game locks the fuck in. And it's like, alright, we got the cinematic parallels, we got the themes, we got more than hype moments in Aura. Because while both he and Yiseng suffer the same, they coped with it entirely differently by doing the same thing. Does that make sense? Both of them just like turned away completely, right? Whereas Yiseng just like completely shut down and just kind of like drifted through life doing whatever. Dongrang completely sold out the league and chose to just bask in his own achievements instead. Nothing else mattered to him besides the recognition. And that's so fucking cool, bro. Well, let's man up. Hell yeah. What do you mean he lived? Manager Don's a fraud, bro. Game is suck. I did find it kind of weird how Dongrang has two fights, though. You fight his distorted form, and then you fight, like, his ego. A bit weird. Got annoyed by a cow and got mad. I mean, to be fair, if I was taking care of, like, the neighborhood cat, and then, like, it just stopped recognizing me one day, I would also have, like, a generational crash out. I wouldn't blame it on, like, my old friend, but I would not be a very happy camper. Because that wasn't just any cow, that was his cow. That's his baby. But I just would not blame anyone for not liking Kanto 4, though. It takes so long, and it's just, like, really confusing. But I feel like even if you think Kanto 4 is, like, slow and boring, you gotta at least acknowledge the peak. You got to acknowledge how cool Dongring and Dombek are. Otherwise, you're a fraud and you're lying to yourself, and I hate you, and you're stupid and you smell bad, and you're lame. And cringe. Oh, 198 damage. Oh, that's good. Well, but that's why I'm excited to get to Canto 7! Because Canto 7 is going to be even more peak! And then Canto 8's about to drop, and that's going to be peak too! Like, oh my god. Like, very rarely do I actually give a shit about spoilers in a gacha game. Limbus is not a gacha game, though. This is like an actual video game that happens to have a gacha in it. Okay, we got my stamina back. Alright, last mission, and then we're gonna end stream. Because it's already getting a little late, and I don't want to be here till like 1 in the morning again. Like the MD stream. Is this just combat? Don't tell me it's just combat, and this is what I bring up. Why did mutilate turn 1? I need to hit heads for that. Oh my god, I'm throwing. But what if Hongwu just hits heads? Still couldn't decide if Canto 7 was better than 6 or not. As someone who loves Canto 6 and has not played Canto 7 yet, I'm gonna say that Canto 7 is better because it's about Dawn. And that's pretty neat. I quite like Don Quixote. Oof. Oh god, I like went to like stretch my hands for a bit. It felt like I just snapped my whole hand in half. That's not good. Uh-oh. I'm dying. I'm taking a limbillion damage in real life. Quite like is an understatement. Yeah. Yeah. See, I was considering when I was making the stream overlay, I had 2 paths to go down. The sleek purple and black that we have now, purple, black, and white, or complete Don Quixote brain rot. I was gonna do the Don Quixote brain rot, but I was like, if I don't like Canto 7, it's going to age really poorly, so I didn't. Do I have any AoE ego to speed this up? I do, but I'm also just too lazy to even use them. I'm just gonna hit win rate. I'm pretty good, you know. Vile watch chains. By the way, what was Spice Bush's deal? I low-key didn't understand her. So, Spice Bush was essentially Dombek experience, from what I could understand. It was Spice Bush. It was Dong Beck undergoing ego corrosion. Because she was wearing the ego gear already. How'd you get staggered? You're a fraud. And then Don Grang, I hate that their names are so similar. Don Grang spent like an entire cutscene. She smoked too much bush. That too. Don Grang spends an entire cutscene just like fucking with her and pushing her over the edge. And that is like kind of what fuels distortions. And also, when you get to negative 45 SP, you experience corrosion. I don't know. It was something like that. I think it was a mix of corrosion and distortion. Probably more on the corrosion side. Actually, no, I'm like 100% certain that it was corrosion. But you know, the same way that like your sinners are gonna corrode when they get to negative 45 and they have ego equipped, that's what happened to Don Beck. Oh my god, a stamina refill? I'm not gonna keep going. No, this is where we gotta end it. It's getting a little too late. What was her purpose? Why did she kill Yi Sang? Cause Don Beck was in the same league as Yi Sang, and she was pissed at him for not giving a shit. The league was like everything to them. the league was like, it was their entire life. It was their passion, their dedication. So for Yi Sang to just turn his... Why is this misaligned? Whatever. Hello? Why is the thing misaligned? That's weird. But for Yi Sang to just turn his back and turn away completely and like not give a shit, to just ditch them and leave them high and dry like that, of course that's gonna strike a bit of a nerve with her. So yeah, she was not very happy just seeing Yi Sang walk up with Dongrang after all these years like nothing happened. So, justifiable crash out, honestly. Oh, hello. My entire computer is breaking. Oh my god. Oh my god. But, I don't know. I think the Canto 4 has a lot of things that I'm mixed on. A lot of things that I really like, and a lot of things that I'm mixed on. I'm gonna move the chair over. I didn't realize how big it would look with chat there. How do I... Don't let me nudge them. Okay. Ooh. I don't want to block Don Quixote. Okay, that's fine. Mirror Dungeon Hard Picard crew giving it yeah, no. Mirror Dungeon Hard Picard crew, it's the worst. Oh, you can't even see it on this chat. Hold on. There we go. Wait. Wait, how long did I make this window? What the hell? There we go. Ugh. Yeah, so that's gonna be it for today's stream. I wish co-host would have shown up. I hope he's doing alright. It's a little concerning that he hasn't even like DM'd me. I'm gonna check on him later. But as always, thank you guys for showing up. Thank you guys for watching. It's getting a little late for me, so that is why we are ending, because it's late, and yeah. You saying dump truck CG? Wait, no, we're not ending, What do you mean? What do you mean you saying dump truck? What do you mean you saying dump truck CG? Explain. Explain. I'm doing research on this immediately. Gallery. You mean the one where he's like turned away from Dante with the hole in his back? Is that the dump truck CG? Oh, is the stream over? Yeah, stream's gonna end in a little bit. It is getting a little late for me. We will finish up Timekilling Time next time. Holy. God damn, this isn't even like a cake. This is like... Oh. This is... Oh my god, look at that. Holy. Oh. Jesus. This is why this game is peak. Holy. I gotta end stream right now to, oh my god, hold on, I gotta go look at this. I gotta save this for later. Tuck that away in my pocket. Alright guys, next stream should be within the next few days. I'm gonna see if I can actually get co-host for this one. I can't guarantee a date, but like I said earlier, if you want to catch the next stream, be sure to subscribe and look out for the community post. Faustian Cat and all that. She did recruit him. She was the first one that she recruited, so she did get all that, canonically. But thank y'all for coming out. Thank y'all for showing up. Have a wonderful night, and I'll see y'all next time. Subscribe, look for the community post, yada yada yada. I've said it a billion times. It's probably getting annoying at this point.